Right, chat, right?
Ismark eat fish? He day.
Yeah.
Teach Ismark fish to a lifetime.
Okay. Yeah, now we're live now. Hello, guys. the animation went away, so I had to go. Oh, we're moving on. Abort.
I'll warn y'all in advance, chat. The energy today is nuts.
Last time, we were sleepy. This time, we're just psycho.
Only a little.
Only a little. I could
As a treat.
I could start taking edibles right now, and
Hey,
we'll
chat.
watch me
Bad idea.
Do it.
I don't know.
I updated my message, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, don't give me the sleepy time one. That will knock me out.
You trying to knock out the TM halfway through?
will be such a
If the DM
heavy...
falls asleep during the session, we all get to go home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take that instead of leveling up. That's what Celeste has dictated. You just get to leave. You don't level up, you don't do anything. Alright, okay, my spiel while we stall for time. Hello, one and all, and welcome back to a haunting season of Performance Check. This is Curse of Strahd's Tale of what I lovingly call the Darkest Faerie. Totally not named after a Neopets game. It is. So what? This season is kind of like your gothic horror. Meets a little bit of whimsy, some nightmares, morbid curiosity, and anything that you think of Grimm Brothers kind of vibe, that's kind of what we're doing here. The story takes place that once belonged to the realm of Ulstea, the world of story, the homebrew world that Jester and I have been creating over the years, and I have slowly but surely am making it grander and bigger. It used to be only fairy tales, and now it's all genres? Yeah, genres of fiction. We're not having a non-fiction continent in this place. Not yet. There will be various changes. If you've played Curse of Strahd, you've heard Curse of Strahd, this is a different Curse of Strahd. Like, my Strahd is technically a fairy. How did that happen? Fuck around and find out. You'll probably know this session.
Oh, I'll fuck Strahd.
Sure. Do it. I'm not stopping any of you. This is not your typical tale, Curse of Strahd. So anything raw that you know, anything from the original, it's gone. It's out the window. I've changed so much. These blorbos are actively changing my story. I have no proper control. We are just here and making it queer as can be.
This ain't your grandma's Curse of Strahd.
Nah.
We're simply going off the rails on a crazy train.
Yes, exactly.
Why?
Yes, exactly. Hi, I'm your beloved host. These are my broads. Our usual person who starts off the tell us who you are and what you do and blah 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 is missing for now. So who's pretending to be Belle?
I'll do it.
Okay.
That's not my beautiful girlfriend.
What?
You're
What
not
the hell
Belle.
happened?
You're not Belle. You're not Belle. You're not my beautiful girlfriend.
You don't have to tell chat that. Be quiet. I'm not gonna pretend to be Belle. It will just be me.
I'll do it.
Hi.
Sorry, continue.
Okay. I warned y'all, the energy's nuts today. So hi, I am Softy Sage, otherwise known as Sage the Softcubus, otherwise known as Celeste. And this evening, I am playing my witch bitch, Katarina. She is a Barovian human woman, was dead, came back, really, really conflicted about that situation. She's got a skeleton hand, she's got a fetid, rotting eye with a port wine stain, and she is the character that in any other game you would expect to be the really edgy character. But instead, she is a Coven of the Heart Witch, so all of her magic comes from her interpersonal relationships and the amount of trust she places in her allies. Very polarizing character, but I love her. And I'm going to pass this on to her definitely not girlfriend, Lottie.
Okay, definitely not me. Hi, chat. Chat energy here is crazy. I don't know what's going on. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife.
This is a circus, and we are monkeys.
And I am just one clown piled in the clown car of many. Hi, I'm Jester, or boy. You can call me either or. Go by he, him, or edits pronouns. Whichever one you use, I don't really mind. I'm playing Lottie, a warlock wizard. A warlock wizard who's just here to learn information and make friends, and maybe hold hands along the way. Featuring one of the only true slow burns in this campaign. Everyone else is going right to flirting and trying to get with RA for some reason. It's great. I love it here. I love all of my beautiful little.
Everybody looked at this twink and went, "He's kissable."
Listen, okay, Ra is the edgelord.
A little bit.
It's fine. But it's fine. Yeah. I'm gonna hand the phone off to. I'm going to very gently hand the phone over to Lynx.
Aw. I drop it on the ground. Whoopsie.
I gave it to you gently.
Oh, Butterfingers. Hi, I'm Lynx. I use any pronouns. You can find me wherever you socialize your medias under Quark Lynx, including here on Twitch. Tonight, I will be playing Ra, the aforementioned edgy ranger/rogue, who is just the hottest commodity on the block. Somehow. Yeah, they're tall, dark, and handsome, but also really cute. And she's just the adorablest person of. Oh, right. Alright. She, her, they, them, he, him. Also, me. Any pronouns. Go for it. Go nuts. Go crazy. Go bonkers. Go stupid. Fun times. I forget if anything else needs to be said, so I'm gonna hand over the phone to Creepy. Hi.
Hi, I'm Creepy. I am playing Elizabeth Porcelain. My pronouns are she, they. Beth's are God, anything? I don't know. She doesn't know. Who knows? But she's just very happy to be involved and is very looking forward to meeting all of these interesting people who she will not hit on at all.
Yay.
I'm gonna throw the microphone into the void.
Oh,
Oh, there it goes.
so long.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Belle, you got this.
Yeah, well, somewhere in the void, I believe that Belle has caught it successfully. But as you can see, Allegra is not here right now. They are on their way home, from what I am assuming. Someone's in constant text messaging foray with them, so we get updates as we go. But they are the Paladin Belle. You see her pronouns. You'll see us on the Shattered Isles, I think, on Saturday, where Belle will be running their Pathfinder game that Jester and I and Lester are all a part of. Hooray!
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, hello. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I was talking about you. Not
Me.
in a derogatory way, unless.
Yes.
But yeah, no.
Our paladin will show up shortly.
Okay. They use the she, her pronouns. They're playing Allegra
She, they.
She, they?
Yeah, it's a new thing they're trying out.
Retcon. You didn't hear anything. I stole it from your brain.
You've been saying they the whole time.
Huh? What? Yeah?
You've been saying they the whole time.
Oh, that's right. You know. Because
Sorry to interrupt.
Belle
Sorry to interrupt
is
you.
not. When people are not here, I always revert to they. But you know, listen to me, but also don't listen to me. She, they pronouns officially. We are testing it. But in
How
the
about
water.
we test our brain cells and
Oh.
try and do a recap?
We don't have any.
Sorry, the restaurant's
Yeah.
all out of brain cells.
Yeah, well, they're playing a, what I call in my setting Acer Bloods, which is the equivalent of an Aasimar, that has been touched by Mother Night. And they're an recently Oath of Devotion Paladin. Wonder who they devoted their oath to. I think a certain someone can tell us in the recap.
Yeah, I've got all that information and more here on what happened last time on Curse of Strahd, the Darkest Faerie. So we started off last session with a big wings moment, you know? Because Allegra got hers back after changing her oath and like asking her dad, who was the previous person she was devoted to. No, that was Mother Night. I don't know. She changed her oath and called up her dad and was like, hey dad, can I have my wings back? And he was like, sure. There's gonna be consequences, but sure. And she was like, okay, I'll have consequences. So we'll see what those consequences are later. But last session, wings. wings got back. So we all woke up after Allegra got her wings back, and after a little bit, because Allegra is usually first awake in the morning, everyone was like, "Hey, where's Allegra at? Let's go check on her."
Hey, speaking
And-
of which,
Yeah, we got in there, and everyone was like, "Hey, how about you introduce yourself to the audience?"
Hello,
Hi, sweetheart.
my name is Bell, also known as the Paladin Bell. I'm playing Allegra this evening. Sorry I'm late.
You're fine. It's
So
all
that's
good.
that's Belle who plays Allegra. Yeah, and Allegra got her wings back last session, and it was wild. She got her bracers transformed into a shield as part of that, which was interesting. And Allegra was very eepy and ouchy, very understandably, after having her wings spontaneously regrow, you know? And everything, she just looked kind of rough all over, you know? And Ari was like, as a fellow wing haver, I cannot stand to see this. So Allegra helped out, or Allegra was helped out by Ra. Got a little preening happening. You know, that's very normal and heterosexual and not intimate at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But hey, something's up with Lottie. Like, I don't know, something's weird there. Insight happened on Ari's part and got a very nice 20 there. And I was able to suss out that, hey, something's going on here. It's more than just memory problems. It was the affliction. Those of us in the audience and in the player group would know. However, our characters don't know that. So it's so much fun to play with stress mechanics. Afflictions! Anyway, yeah, Ari was like, there's something going on here. Lights are on, but Lottie's not totally home. Might be concussed, or maybe like trauma, yeah, dissociating or going into shock or something. Anyway, so whatever that was happened last night. A little side note, little tangent for everyone. What happened was Lottie and Winnie had a chat, and it didn't go great, and brain space shenanigans occurred, which stressed them both out after, like, they were going to talk about what happened with the cold iron incident as well, because Faye, you know, and it was just all a mess. And so, yeah, that caused an affliction. So, fun. Yeah, so that was discussed briefly, and Kat was like, hey, why don't we all just reconvene every morning to go over events the day before, so that way we can tell who's forgetting stuff and what they're forgetting. Because Lottie here has just forgotten that she ever owned this journal she's been writing in every day constantly since we got here. So, Kat, dear, sweet, very heterosexual individual that she is, started taking notes in Lottie's journal for her, while Lottie was forgetting that it was her journal, which was sweet, very sweet. Almost as sweet as Allegra hanging out with her sister, which was cute. And there was a discussion briefly with Ra and Allegra, in which Allegra was like, hey, so you know oaths, right, for like paladins? You know what an oath of devotion is? And I was like, no, what was that? And Allegra was like, yes, so you know that thing that we did that was so totally normal where we both swore mutually binding oaths to each other? Yeah, so that's what that was. So now I get my magic powers from the dedication and devotion I have to you, which RA reacted so well to and was so normal about. Oh, it was great. So, great morning. We love all that. Anyway. Yeah, so then RA was like, okay, forget preening. My brain is gone. I need to go run some errands. I'm going to go run errands. That's fun. And Allegra got to have a little hangout with her sister. Yeah, so they had a little gossip about stuff. They talked about her wings, their dad, a variety of other things. And they also talked about Allegra's crush on Are and the handkerchief Are gave her and the je ne sais quoi about Are that makes Allegra like her and how pretty Are is and
What? No.
what?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's so great. But Allegra was like, hey, I might have some competition though, because Are seems interested in Ismark. Interesting. And Basilka noted, I noticed that too, because Beth, who has been teaching Ismark how to dance, has been turning into Are for that. So that makes sense. Also, Ismark's good at dancing now, so wild. So many things are happening. It's so eventful. Anyway, so Allegra and her sister continued to have a lovely day together. They talked about the ball. They went to a bakery, made some treats, and did some stuff. Let's see. Allegra made a promise to some fae, which is great. Luckily, it probably won't be that bad. Hopefully. She just promised to the 3 fae that work in the bakery there in Vallaki that she would, let's see, what was it? Help with the hag problem if it becomes a problem again or something? Or to look into hag issues or something like that?
No. The vaguest promise you can give them.
Yeah.
Which honestly
is
she'd
so
have
great.
done anyway.
Yeah.
Right, like promise or
Uh-huh.
not, that's the kind of person she is.
Yeah, so great. Anyway, so Allegra distributed the sweets amongst people, gave some to Lottie, and gave Lottie and Kat gave Lottie a new book to use as a journal because while she may not remember that the journal is hers, she still has the habit of writing in one. Okay, so the next day now, Eep time, we all go to bed again after we do our stuff for the day. This is like the start of the long, full rest. Also, Ari tried to give Ismark his money back. Ismark gave it back to them and was like, just keep it by like putting it on their door. And so, yeah, Ari's gonna do that. Ari's gonna keep it and not spend it forever. So much fun. But yeah, next morning, Ari fucks off into the woods, and Lottie tries to sneakily follow. Doesn't sneak the best. Ari notices, circles around Lottie and takes her by surprise, and Lottie's like, hey, so you're following me, huh? Yeah, that's okay, sure. If you're gonna be here, you're gonna help me. So they chopped some wood together for the proprietors of the inn that I forget the name of off the top of my head. Blue Water?
Danica?
Mardicops.
The Mardicops. Yeah. So yeah, they did a little buddy system wood chopping. And then they had a little chat during the break time. And Lottie asked Ari a lot of questions about themselves. And because Ari was still technically indulgent, Ari permitted it. Kept things mostly vague, but entertained the inquiries. And tried to, like, subtly suss out how Lottie was doing still, because still weird. Lottie's still not quite herself, so that's not great. We should be slightly concerned about Lottie and make sure that she gets a lot of rest this week. And towards the end of their little hangout sesh, Lottie, who is a full-blooded fae, happened to notice something on Ari's wrist as they were working, and may have drawn it, and Ari was like, hey, maybe don't. Which Lottie was very chill about. Took it out, tore it up. However, being full-blooded fae, definitely noticed that it was a a mark left by a broken Fae pact. So, dun dun dun. Drama? Drama? In my blurbo? It's more likely than you think. Anyway. On the way back, Allegra intercepted Lottie and Are as they were walking back to the inn, you know? And Lottie and Allegra had a little chat about what happened with Winnie previously and the cold iron animated armor dude that's keeping an eye on Allegra's sister. And they talked a little bit more about a few other things too, because I think one of them forgot about a conversation that was had about the Lady Hummingbird trial, so they went over that a little bit again, and how Allegra was concerned about that, and that it may have potentially led to RA getting hurt. But then Winnie took over Lottie's body and everything was fine, question mark, up until the cold iron issue. So there's a lot of apologies shared, and Allegra basically tries to make it up to this child stuck in Lottie's brain. And then offers Winnie a weapon or like some kind of protection or something. And it's kind of cute and sweet because Winnie wants that protection, wants things in the brain space that she's stuck in to be brighter, happier, but is scared of it. So she's scared of the light but afraid of the dark. Who knows what's going on there? But then Winnie receded, and Allegra and Lottie just continued to have a little chat. Lots of talking, mostly about prosthetics and medicine checks and arms being removed and how that probably definitely killed Lottie in the past. But hey, she's got a really dope prosthetic arm now, and Allegra's like so into prosthetics. Yeah. So important thing, Lottie's porcelain arm is like freaking Mjolnir. It's so heavy to everyone except Lottie. So yeah, that was a cute little sweet moment for them, and more of the days just continued to pass as we did most of our downtime activities. Kat has been kind of like hiding and holing up in the inn to avoid running into anyone. Has been, like I said before, keeping up on Lottie's journal. Let's see. Kat also sent Percy, her familiar winged cat, to keep tabs on her brother Nikolai, because he kind of unintentionally started a rumor about a certain noble individual being back in town, possibly. But he seems happy. He's settled down. He's got a family and a kid and all that, which is cute. But we reached the last day of the downtime, and it's Ari's birthday. It's
Yay! Birthday!
Yay.
Happy
Yay.
birthday!
yeah, and Ari's so normal about it. The only person Ari told was Beth, but Beth told Ismark, and Irina made Ismark tell her, and then Irina told everyone.
Yep, that's Irina for you.
Yeah. So, we are on our way to the ball. That is what encompassed most of the day. And at one point, Ari showed up to ask Kat for makeup help because they got some makeup as part of their downtime working at the Rose and Thorn, the sewing shop in town, or tailoring or whatever, buy clothes and cloth and sewing shit store. And it was, yeah. So Kat helped Ari out with their makeup, and it was so normal. There wasn't any flirting going on at all. It was so great. Everything was very heterosexual and platonic.
Yeah,
and
yeah, very normal, not gay as hell scene.
yeah. And specifically towards the end of the conversation, alluding to their prior discussion about gender and the metaphor that was used of dancing and the positions that one takes in dancing. Kat asked Ra if at the ball that evening they wanted to be more of a leader or a follower that night. And Ra was like, I think I want to be flexible. And Kat was like, I like flexible. Not said like that, but you know.
She might as well have said it like
She
that.
might as well have. My goodness. Anyway, for Ari's birthday, Kat gave her a bag of holding. So that's Ari was great about that. They did actually accept it, but you know, they're just gonna be weird about affection. But hey, we managed to roll away most of, I think, all of our afflictions, actually. I think all of us rolled them all away.
Yep. Everyone's on a clean slate. No stress.
Yeah.
No afflictions.
Well,
Well, yeah.
we'll get to that. But, Kat noticed that Lottie seemed to be feeling better and was like, here, Lottie, have your journal back. I wrote in it for you. Because I care about you. Because I'm gay. Anyway. Yeah. We all go down, we meet one another, everyone looks nice. Allegra helped Irina get ready, and Allegra and Irina both helped Ismark get ready. But help is kind of a light word to use for what the assistance they rendered him was a bit on the forceful end, but he's spruced up, he's fancy, he's got guyliner, you know? Yeah, and Allegra also happened to just leave an entire chocolate cake for Ari to find in their room. With a note that says happy birthday. Yeah, and
Very
that
subtle.
didn't make Ari think long and hard about the very blatant and explicit declarations of affection that Allegra has made in the past on multiple occasions. Yeah, so we all started to get ready for the ball, and Ari, with their new bag of holding, was like, all right, everyone give me your shit. So Ari was walking around with his face of makeup, looking real cute, taking everyone's stuff, and everyone started flirting with Ari, basically.
I'm flirting with Ara.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, and so Allegra was very, very blatantly flirting with Ra. Kat also, and then Ismark incited all this and was like, damn, these bitches gay. For real. Okay. So he's got some competition.
Baby girl, is
His
it
mark is
actually
like-
competition?
His mark is like, do I even have a chance?
Ismark gives
yeah.
up. Someone else has to smooch him now.
Oh man, I guess I have to make a new
Listen-
character.
Listen, I'm already romancing his sister, okay?
You're romancing
Yeah.
Irina?
I mean,
Wait,
it's the
what is-
intention. It's the intention.
You better make it intense. Better work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna work on it. Just getting there.
Speaking of very heterosexual affections, this is tangentially related, I promise. We'll get there. So Kat broke the seal that we were given for teleportation to get us to the castle, but it turns out it teleported someone to us to get us to the castle. And it brought over Sir Anastasia Gwilliam, Strahd's first wife, and a big fuck-off wolf that was drawing a carriage with this person manning it. And we all know how Allegra feels about wolves. So Allegra immediatly stressing out, not feeling great about that, and Ra left in front of her, sword drawn, which is... it's what you do for friends. Exactly, yeah. Who said that in the back? You're absolutely correct, yeah. But we all got into the carriage eventually, and had a brief conversation with this strange woman. Blah blah blah. Allegra and her talked a lot. Apparently Strahd's a little bit miffed that we fled the castle when we first got here. So, yeah, hopefully everything will be fine. Yeah, so she hopes that we'll please the Lord by accepting a favor she wishes to ask of us. Not like a fae favor, just like a regular favor. So, that's so much fun. Not worried about that at all. Hey, we arrived super fast. What would have taken at least a day by carriage took like 20 minutes. Great. We love fast travel, literally. So yeah, it's a big fancy castle, and it's actually kind of pretty now. It's like full of people and stuff. So like that's weird. It wasn't like that last time. I guess it only does that when Strahd's here. Interesting. Ari took a part of stress for a reason. And let's see. Allegra had a private, brief chat with Anastasia. Talked about what happened to Barovia Village and the weird non-magic stuff at Lake Zarovan, and just how a bunch of weird stuff. And then they had a long discussion about magical prosthetics, because as has been established, Allegra is very interested in them. Yeah. Yeah, that was a long conversation. I took several notes on it. But the point is, we're all welcomed into the castle as honored guests, as opposed to fleeing the castle last time we were here, which is great. Allegra eventually caught up with the group. Ari took her arm, Ari offered their arm to Allegra, and Allegra took their arm, so. And we entered the fancy dining room. It's like really fancy. Red satin, gold utensils, silk napkins, porcelain, like fancy flowers and shit, decorative cakes. This place is fancy. Oh, there's also goblets of blood on the table, probably. Who knows? It's some unidentified red liquid. That's fine. Anyway, there's an established seating arrangement. So we'll have to figure that out. And there's gifts left at all of our seats, addressed to each of us from Strahd. And that was where we left off last time on Curse of Strahd, the Darkest Faerie.
Wow!
Wow.
You did it.
Long recap.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a
I
6-hour
told you.
session. Okay.
Yeah.
Next time, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
be like, A, B, C. That's all you guys need to know. I don't know. Thank you for your recap. You're wonderful.
do my best.
Yeah, you do really good. You're doing the fucking best. You can write a book with these notes. Slap.
You
Would
did a
I
really good
have-
job.
We're
Would
at
I have
95
gotten a
pages.
chance before we arrived to put the flower in Irina's hair?
Yes, that is what I am going to ask. I'm going to ask you a series of you questions.
Okay.
You missed the session last time. Before we start that, yay! Lynx gets a point of inspiration because she'll need it. As a reminder, Belle, you forgo a natural 20 to auto fail last session, so don't forget, I am going to let you honor that crit once for the session.
Oh,
I've written it down.
Rolled a crit to keep composure. Decided I want to I want to fail this roll.
I want to lose my shit.
Yeah, so I was like,
yeah.
I want to lose my shit to hyperfixation. Can I touch your arm? Hi, Anastasia. Arm, please.
Gimme.
But yeah, this is episode 18. We're finally at the dinner, and you know what this session's called? Dinner with the Devil. Hooray! But before we go back to dinner shenanigans, for you, Creepy, so you wanted to dye Irina's hair, ideally?
No, I wanted to. I mean, yes, if possible, but
Okay.
also just one of those Bucky memory flowers into it. Just to take the eyes off of her and make it a little bit less stressful.
Absolutely. Do you think so? When I would say that during the week, with RA helping gathering herbs for you and Anya, you could have made a proper paste-ish to act like a hair
Yeah.
dye that will just wash away after a couple of uses. Like it's not permanent.
Sure. That's fine.
Unless Irina keeps supplying it, then it could be permanent.
I'll let the color be Irina's choice. Whatever she thinks would be fun for a hair color.
We could probably do the it'd probably be like the stereotypical what is usually written in Raw, where her hair is actually like a very dark brown. And then the red roots start showing in. Because in this canon, I just gave her the red hair.
Sure.
She's not hiding in the roots.
Red is so boring. Or
Yeah.
brown is so boring for her, though.
You want to do like an orange? Like a red orange?
No, that's too similar. Let's go... Bright
If you were-
green. Why not?
Bright green.
I
Yes.
was gonna say, I was gonna suggest like a
Like a strawberry.
purple. Because blackberries can very easily make a purple hair dye.
I'll do purple. Purple's good.
So you want to say like
Put in a little whimsy in it and make it like
It
more of a
matches her
lavender.
dress.
Just make it bright. Make it silly. Make it because nobody's gonna notice.
Nobody's gonna know.
Purple
Oh.
does match the dress that I drew her for her, though.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay. You want it to be lavender. You want to be the hair color that's similar to Allegra's. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's make it
Aw.
match Allegra.
Because I was like, it's either that, or I would say it would be like a red violet.
No, anything that like gives the impression of red is off limits.
Interesting.
A
Gotcha.
dark plum.
A dark
perhaps.
plum.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about all the things. I don't think you would be able to bleach the hair light enough to
You
make
can
it
use
lavender.
lemons or such for that.
That's true. I'll leave it to a roll. Do you want to do a... It'd be weird to say. I want to say performance because it's a form of arts and...
Would you let me use alchemist supplies?
Yeah. You can use alchemist supplies. Sure.
Same skill. Hey.
Oh.
No, that's an 11.
Okay, hold on. Can I help? I picked plants so good.
So I have a question,
Okay.
DM.
Yes.
Quickly,
I'm seeing everyone is coming up to bribe. Yes.
I am owed a natural 20.
You don't have
No,
to use it here.
no.
I helped so good. I got so many plants. I spent so much time in those goddamn woods.
Yeah, okay. Whatever hair color you want Irina to be, go for it.
We're gonna make as close to Allegra's as possible.
Okay.
Allegra will even sit there so that it is a comparison
Yeah.
point.
It'll probably, yeah, definitely more of the darker roots that Allegra has. You're not getting like the bright, I don't want to say like periwinkle kind of coloring that is at the top
Yeah,
of her hair.
that's the color it's supposed to be, is periwinkle.
Yeah, you're
So
getting
that's-
more of
that's
like
that's
the
exactly what that is.
dark lavender, the
That's
bane of my
fine.
existence.
Oh no.
Now the bane of DM's Abby in real life, lavender.
Abby
Oops.
allergic.
I allergic. Oopsie.
Oops. This is fine.
Yeah, okay. So her hair is lavender. Interesting. I will jot this down. And she has one lily intertwined in her hair.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so that happens. Which would negate the weird look Anastasia would give her when taking her out of the cart. So that retcons that. Because I said anyone who kind of vaguely looks like you know who, Anastasia would hesitate before taking you out of the cart. But since Irina was
so
the only...
Beth.
Yes. So you would just get like a very long, awkward, like handheld, and then you would be directed onto the ground before she gets pulled away by Allegra for a conversation.
I see.
I will
Beth would
allow.
have maintained eye contact for that awkward handhold.
Good, great. I was like, I am ignoring your 8 passive insight. You just know
Beth
something's
doesn't
up.
notice anything. This is fine.
Yeah. Okay, so that happens. Rios is banished from the bedroom.
Oh no.
Valid.
Doggy banished. Okay. So that happens. There's another question I had. There's another question. So Beth looks vaguely like Irina, but not Irina. Just the
Mainly
reddish
because
hair.
she's just annoyed, so her hair is red.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And it's only gonna get redder when she finds out that she's at like the bottom of the table.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. But you're with your other besties. All your friends except your cousin is sitting next to
Yeah.
you.
Can't believe this.
Okay. And then do you want to have your conversation with Allegra before the others bombard her? A little flashback scene.
Flashback wings combo.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we established that Kat and RA probably talked really. Kat woke up RA really early in the morning, around like 7 a.m. ish, and then the group
Okay.
bothered Allegra around like 10, around like 10
Okay.
o'clock. So I would say that you who
Was
just
it Beth that carried Allegra into the room?
yes, Beth is still in the room and
Stayed in the room all night.
and was chatting with Vasilka. So you probably wake up to Vasilka just chatting off Beth's ears.
Phenomenal. Allegra just kind of looks up and is very confused as to how she got into the bedroom. I think.
Yeah, you're in your bedroom. You have new clothes on, and your body hurts.
A lot.
Good morning, Allegra. Are you alright?
Good morning, Beth. I've been better, but I've been certainly a lot worse. And it's Allegra sitting up and then the wings spreading. And you see probably because Beth isn't very perceptive normally, but
No.
when looking right at Allegra's face when she first wakes up in the morning, there is a very clear disconnect of what her muscles should be doing and what they are doing, and it usually makes Allegra very sad. But though there's a wave of almost relief on Allegra's face as when she spreads her arms, she spreads her wings at the same time. This
So,
isn't
those are-
a passive perception of one could get this.
Sure. So I assume those are intentional? You wanted this to happen?
Yes. My wings had disappeared as a consequence of my old oath.
I see. Well, it is a good thing that that we commissioned outfits with holes in the back. Or RA did.
Yes, I was about to ask where I got these clothes, but that
RA
makes
made
sense.
them. I carried you to your room and dressed you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Your sister has been very interesting to talk to. She's very very chatty.
Did you show her your trick where you can look like other people?
I did.
Good. I'm glad it was you who found me. Personally, at least I know then I was carried by someone who is physically strong enough to lift my heavy ass.
It wasn't that bad. I had to convince the thing around your sister to leave. I didn't trust it.
Tell with.
Sure, if you insist.
Yes, he's very
Annoying.
stubborn in his orders, yes. But also, you are not wrong. Annoying. I just don't like to disparage him in front of Vasilka.
He was getting in the way and didn't trust me with my friends, and that was offensive, and so I paid it back in kind.
I understand. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate you. She'll kind of like wring her wrists where the bracers were, and then just kind of look up at Beth and go, I will have to go find those later.
I don't think you'd need them, do you?
I have to return them to my father eventually, but other than that, not really.
Leave them. Couldn't you just make more?
They are magic in nature, and it is not a power I would like someone else getting hold of, if that makes sense. But it will be fine. I'm sure someone has collected them by now, one of the Martikovs. I did, unfortunately, scream very loudly, and there was a giant beam of light. So
You
it
did,
was
that's
a
why I
little
came
hard.
running.
Yes. It was an intense, searing pain of flesh regrowing very rapidly on my back. So it was.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Really?
Well, have you ever tried to reconfigure your face and to be made of scales?
No, but I assume it would be incredibly painful. I was going to see if you could replicate these, and she'll point to her wings and then go. But then I realized it would probably be intensely painful.
I think you get used to it after a while, but while I could replicate the wings, they would not be functional. It would just be mostly visual.
And she'll kind of nod and go, well, mine at the moment, and she'll kind of try and like flap them one time and wince and go, mine are pretty much for show right this second too. If I had to imagine, I probably couldn't fly with these if I wanted to, at least not for
Not
now.
yet. You'll get there.
Yes, oh yes I will. I am determined.
Can't say like riding a bike because those don't exist.
They might.
I don't know what the equivalent expression would be.
It's like falling off a horse and getting back on again.
It's like committing murder. I mean, once you've done it once, it's not too hard to do it again.
Exactly. Allegra, who, does not question this. She's been around Beth long enough to understand. Beth just says weird shit like that all the time.
Ooh, so your magic changed. Is there a particular reason you did that?
Vasilka, can you step out of the room for the moment?
I imagine
for a moment.
Vasilka already left.
Okay.
She's gonna go tell Elwith that you are awake
Yeah.
and probably catching him up since he was banished from being in the room all night. Said he was outside the door talking, so she's probably telling him all about the things that she talked about with last night.
Yeah. So, I swore a new oath to,
Doesn't that break your old one?
It does, but only if I was not released from my old oath, which I was. I
Okay,
spoke
then you
to the
don't have
person
to.
whom I swore my first one with, was released, and was able to fully swear to the new one, if that makes
So you're
sense.
not going to be punished by any of the dead gods about this?
No. If I were, at least not that I know of, I am pretty sure I will have to deal with someone but eventually, but not yet.
Who
Not that I know of.
who you have to deal with?
Well, Mother Knight, for one. She is less dead than people think she is. Um, and then my ever so untrustworthy father and his divinity, or I guess lack thereof now.
Kill him. Just get rid of
That
him if he causes you
is the
problems.
plan. That is the plan, and has been since Madame
If that's the
Ava's.
plan, why are you being so kind as to return the bracers?
Well, because I gave my word. And my word is my bond.
You should give your word less.
I try not to give it often.
That's good. Well, I am sure there are countless people waiting to speak with you about whatever you did last night, and I hope you have answers that won't scare them.
Hopefully, yes. I do probably need to explain everything to Are, though.
When you see them, just thank them for the clothes.
That and the fact that my oath of devotion is sworn to them, so.
Why would you swear it to a person? What if they die?
The point of that is to make sure that they don't, as much as I am within my that is within my power. However, that's what happens when you love a person.
Beth squints at this. Is it?
Yes, it is one form of devotion. Is one form of love.
That is useful to know.
Mhm.
I may have questions on that later, but not right now.
Feel free to ask whenever you'd like. I do appreciate your concern, however, though, Beth.
Well, I feel like if I was screaming in the middle of the night, you would check on me.
I would come running, yes, very quickly, with weapons drawn,
That's heartening, thank you.
and probably fall into many, many traps.
Yes, be careful of my... I don't know how good you are at not being dissolved.
Bad, I would assume, as a biological life form.
That's good to know. Try not to get dissolved.
I will try my best.
That's good.
Beth, what? Why would we be getting dissolved if we? What?
What do you mean?
Who are you dissolving and why?
Well, if somebody breaks into my room, I would rather they didn't.
Okay.
So I put up
Actually
a little
had
bit
a
of defenses.
actually had a question about that. How good are you, aside from the dissolving someone, at making non-lethal traps?
I mean, they're
Like a
less
snare.
fun, but I'm sure I could. It's more weaving.
I want to set up in my room, potentially a snare trap, one that will yank someone to this.
Oh, did Belle just become a robot for anybody
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm assuming it'll work itself out in a second.
Test 1 2.
There you go.
Yes.
hello.
Hi. Yeah, Allegra just kind of goes, I would like to set up a snare trap in case anyone I don't want in here comes in here when I'm not.
I'm sure I could manage that.
I would appreciate it, and I would compensate you as best I can.
You've already promised me a dance. I don't think I need more than that.
Wonderful. And I'm assuming That you probably don't need to be told this, but feel free to dance with Vasilka. She likes to dance and she likes to learn.
I'll think on it. I have a lot of dances planned, so if I have the time, I will.
Okay. Thank you, Beth.
Of course.
I am going to lay back down for a while. I am
All
in
right.
a severe amount of pain.
Sure. You owe me one.
I do.
Get some rest.
I will. And then
Beth
she'll
will
lay
leave,
down
and
and go back to sleep.
Beth will climb into her little nest of webs. Go to sleep. Or at least rest.
Yeah. Before like the others come in and bombard
Yeah.
Allegra and you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as a group, do we want to do teaching Irina dancing lessons at the lake? Question mark?
Did you want to do that after?
Or do we want to do that after? Yes.
I think you wanted to do that after because you said it would be funnier.
It would be funnier
Yeah, I
if you
think-
delayed it.
I think post would be funnier.
Okay. All right.
What are we voting on?
If we
the
want to do
train
the
jumps
off
Allegra
the
fencing,
island.
Oh.
Irina fencing.
No idea.
No idea. Okay. Yeah, because I know that was something that everyone in the group except Ismark was participating in. It was a girls' night except Ismark. He's not allowed.
Mhm.
Of
But
course.
we know off screen that Ismark is probably shopping for someone's birthday.
After the ball?
No, it's not after the ball. No, like during either or if he got invited, he would have been shopping. Like if you had it happen during the week. Ace would do-
Oh, now I'm confused.
It's okay.
Again.
It's okay. We are delay. I guess the vote is delay it because it's funnier for Abby.
Funny for DM.
It's funnier for me. You'll see how it's funny literally in like 5 minutes from now. So. Did Beth want to do anything else?
No, I think she spends most of her time at the potion shop trying to perfect the mixture, while also using that time to just collect more flowers.
Okay. Give me an alchemist roll with advantage.
Okay.
Audia is
What would you say is the most appropriate stat here for? I'll say intelligence work.
yeah. I'd say intelligence. Or
There you go.
dexterity. Okay. Cool.
Dang.
What you two end up concocting is more of a stronger strain of the elixir that Audia gave, or it just gave you guys advantage on the memory luckary stuff. It is harder to make. Like it takes longer, similar to how it takes to brew a regular potion and a.
Mhm.
It's not gonna take a week. It'll take a couple of days of you brewing it in a large enough batch to give to everyone in the. But you two are confident that if anyone drinks this, their memories will stay the same throughout the next. And you just roll a d4, and that depends on how many days that your not get altered.
Oh, fair enough.
And I would say you can make 8, including Anya. So 8. Right, there's 5 of you plus a sibling, 6, 7.
Mhm.
So yeah, you would have 8 vial.
Okay, I will mark that down.
8 vial, and it's 1d days. And it's either you can decide if you want to do it, if you want to roll it, and that's how everyone's memory is not affected, or whenever someone drinks it. That's
I think whenever
Sure.
someone drinks it.
okay. Cool. So yeah, like Lottie can remember all 4 days, and then Allegra only remembers 1.
Yeah. She'll keep that to herself for now until
Yes.
it's better to use them.
I love that. Okay, so I will reiterate just like beauty of the room that you walk into. Up, checking on a cat. It's okay. We are excellent. So Anastasia, how I described Castle Ravenloft from previously. When you guys were last here, it felt desolate, like it was about to fall apart, covered in dust. There seemed to be like an enemy at like every like angle, just patrolling the yard and the walkways, hallways, that sort of. But in this case, like when you arrive, there is continual flames, like little that are just like lit out, fresh green ivy and flora that is very inviting and crawling up the walls of Castle Ravenloft. Very kind of like, you know, lattice shaped kind of walls that are hugging the stonework just to have like that vine work and flowers growing into it. There appears to be uncertain to you if they are alive or not. Guards just kind of outside keeping watch, and it seems like they are setting up like tables and chairs out on like the front yard and around the base. Skull at one point when the carriage was brought to the castle keep front doors, bolted off into the backyard of what the castle appears to be, and like the doors that you guys walked into are brighter, vibrant. It feels like the castle is far more alive now that the Count resides in the keep. Versus when you guys were you here last, Strahd wasn't in the castle. So it's a weird, since we established that the castle is living, because I let you cast command on it last time, on your first couple of sessions, I was like, yeah, this is a creature. Sure. So the castle was mourning for their owner, and therefore the castle reflected that. But now that they're here, it's far more alive and vibrant.
I think the castle has separation anxiety.
I think it does. You can have a delightful insight check rolls and talk to the castle later. And walk it through its problems.
Castle therapy.
But Strahd's always gonna come back. You don't gotta die every time Strahd leaves.
Calm emotions on the castle. That's what we should have tried last time.
No, you guys were 3rd level, so you could have done it. Who knows what could happen? Okay, I'm just saying. In the moment, I decided this castle's alive, and it's gonna be a bit. It's like that.
I'd like to help the castle heal stress.
Yes. It is always afflicted. It's confrontational at all times. It really wants to fight you guys.
Great. I will fight this inanimate object.
Hey DM.
How
It
dare
is
you?
animate. It tried to
This
kill
animate
us last
building.
time.
Yes.
Hey DM.
Yes, Jester.
So you know the TikTok trend where it's like the hear me out cake or whatever?
Yes, we're not here. You're not fucking the castle.
No.
Hear me out, the castle.
I'm hearing you
Castle
out.
Ravenloft.
I am turning Lottie into goo now.
I could fix the
Ooh.
castle. I could
You're
make
now
it.
playing a CR5 ochre slime.
Look, it's fine. If Abby kills my blurbo, I'll just make another one.
Yeah, that's these are empty threats. I'm gonna kill your Blorbo, and then it's like, fine, I'll just make a worse Blorbo. It's what I tell Celeste every time she gets close to killing my characters. I'm like, I'm just gonna go slightly more unhinged. I will dissolve into chaos.
You're going to kill Cat? Okay, I'm gonna make a Sorlock Bardadin.
Exactly, my personal hell. That is what we love about each other. But yeah. As you guys are being led towards what you presume is going to be the dining hall, is which Anastasia would have quoted to you guys. that you're being led by, like, you know, servants of Castle Ravenloft, and they are actively cleaning any fancy faceware, putting flowers in, setting up like little I wouldn't say streamers, but just more adding life and festivity into the castle, because at the end of the day, beyond it being RA's birthday, it is the end of the year, basically. Collectively, this is a holiday known as the Day of Ending, very similar to New Year's. You guys are celebrating the end of the year and moving on to the new year. Or in a
Yay!
storybook essence, you are celebrating the end of your chapter and beginning a new one. With the new year, which kind of fucks with my years now, because now I have to jump you to a new year. But whatever.
I wonder how many chapters Strahd's book has in it, and if every time Strahd has died, there's been it's a sequel book.
It's a volume. It's a new volume.
Yeah.
Every time Strahd
Yeah.
dies.
Oh god, how many Tome of Strahds do we need to find?
Who knows? Fuck around and find out.
Encyclopedia de Strahd.
No, what we need is one of those e-readers.
Yeah, just Control F to find the good cliff notes that you need.
Exactly.
I just imagine it's like the Encyclopedia de Britannica, but it's Strahd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Encyclopedia Barovia.
Yes. Yes.
You guys are escorted. Anastasia, like as we stated with Lynx's recap, unhooks her arm from Allegra, and Allegra and Ari join, having their arms hooked and staying by each other's side. She opens one side of the door, a servant opens the other side of the double doors, and you guys are greeted with 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminating this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against the dull white marble walls supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, there is a long, heavy table that is covered with a red cloth of sorts. The table is laden with expensive place settings, porcelain plates, glass drinking vessels, golden utensils, silk napkins that are placed with pin-perfect precision. At each place, there's a crystal goblet, some filled with an amber liquid, some seems to be filled with just like a very dull like red purple kind of color, reddish purple. At the center of the far west wall, between the floor to ceilings in mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that speaks its tone of greatness. And, you know, as organs do, kind of sounds a little despairing. There is a gentleman seated at the organ who has very long, dark hair that kind of is braided all the way to about like his mid-shoulders, that is decorated in both red holly berries and snow. And you can see like from the back there's like a little pinpoint of like pointed ears. He seems to be in a finely tailored suit of sorts, more of like a dark purple kind of black color to it, and he is playing a general melody as you guys enter the chamber. At each chair there is a little placard, and from the general vibe that you can see from there, the placard has, like, when you walk in you could probably see Lottie's, because Lottie is at the head or at the end of the head of the table, of one side of the table, and you see Lottie's full name of Charlotte Yohantov.
Charlotte Fialko Yohantov.
Yep.
What name is placed by RA's seat?
Lynx, do you want to share that?
I believe it was established that the name on the package, at least, was Oretta Bourdon.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then like on like there's the placard, there's the plates with like the folded napkins and utensils on top of it. And then by the placard or being rested by your seat are packages that are with your names on it from Strahd, or I guess Lord Starovich. And Beth, Allegra, I think it's just Beth and Allegra who have actually Beth, Allegra, and Irina have cases that are leaning against the chair that seems to be like a case for a weapon of sorts. Everyone else has packages of differing sizes. Like Lottie's seems to be like something that is handheld in like a small like little chest of sorts. Ra's feels more like an intricate jewelry set. Ismark's is a big box that denotes some form of clothing. And then Cat has like a religious kind of like chest work that has like the letterings of the filigree of both Mother Night and the Dawn Mother etched on the case. Yeah, let me actually maybe after they work done. I gotta hide the brides because the brides are not here yet, except Anastasia. Yep. Get out of here. Get out of here, sluts. Love you.
Who is?
Alright, okay, tell me if you can... Oh, hold on, Strahd's not here yet. Get out of here.
Strahd could be here. We just wouldn't know it.
Yeah, Strahd's here everywhere. Anywhere.
Yeah. Strahd is the land.
Yep. She is the ancient. She is the land. Boy, do we hear it enough. Ah, shit. Dynamic lighting. Turn it off.
I can see.
Oh, you can't? Chat can't see.
Chat's whoa!
Sucks to be chat.
It's a very cool map.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's someone specifically made this for the dinner at dinner with Strahd.
Beth is not in her chair.
No, Beth is not sitting down yet. The host has not sat yet.
Yeah, you guys don't
Well,
have to be
look-
at your chairs, but that's where your chairs are.
I know where my chair is.
I have the seating chart pinned in the chat, so yeah, you guys could just. The fuck is this allowed? There is
Didn't
no.
she invite us to sit? Or we
Anastasia,
invited?
yeah,
No?
Anastasia would have let you in and cleared her throat before she exits very briefly. She's like, feel free to sit down, open up your packages and what have you. I'm gonna go get the others and change out of my battle attire, so to say. But feel free to look at your gifts, and I believe Thief should be bringing in the appetizers, so to speak. Don't touch the ones that have red liquid in it. You know what it is, so don't drink it. And very warrior style, kind of does like a little bow, very polite bow, and then turn around and exit out of like one of the like what you assume servant doors are. Yeah. Open up your Becky.
Yes.
Yes.
Laurie's already sitting down.
I will open
Yeah.
mine.
Allegra kind of has an idea of what hers is because of the conversation with
Yes.
Anastasia.
Yes.
And will immediately tear into hers to fetch her hammer.
Ari's gonna let Allegra do that, and we'll pull out her chair for her while she does that.
Allegra will just kind of nod and thank R.A. as Allegra pulls out what is likely her mother's hammer.
Yes. So for Allegra who opens hers, open the package, the case, so to speak, and your mother's hammer is rested inside of it. There does seem to be more added. Like, when you touch it, you can feel magic brimming into this item that you didn't have magic in before.
Yeah, because before it was just a simple wooden mallet.
It was just
with
a simple
with a spike on the end.
Yep. And now it has been kind of like you hold it and it's like in a small case kind of ordeal. And then when your hands touch it and you lift it out of the case, it gets bigger to act like a proper warhammer. I think is what we say, Grey Hammer or Warhammer? Warhammer.
It's a warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a warhammer beforehand.
Yeah. But you
so
could
it's kind of
you could tell it's got much more heft to it, and it seems to be infused with, I believe these spells are location. Double check. I will say, as a paladin, you can see that one of these spells that are engraved, or like one of the enchantments that are engraved on the Warhammer, is very similar to protection from evil and good.
she just smiles, kisses the head of the hammer, and is like, "You will never be. I will never have you not at my side ever again."
They're abjurations. It's spells infused with abjuration.
I open box. I sit down.
Yes. You sit down, you open. Yours is like more of like a little tiny like wooden box. And then when you open it up, there is a like a deck box of sorts.
Oh, sweet.
That is and you have to open up the deck. You are opening a box which has another box in it. Open that box. And you are presented with arts with differing like, you know, faces on them that are more fantastical, very fairy tale coded in like the old styles that are depicted on it, and they have a gold lining to the cards. It is a deck of wonders, is what Jester picked out.
Ow. I think she's just looking at it very excitedly.
And instead of when you draw the card, and it disappears, I'm going to let you keep the cards. It's just you have to reshuffle the deck.
Hell yeah.
I did not give you the deck of many things because that would be broken and you would end up derailing this campaign. So
Yeah, no.
We don't want the mummies too.
I'm fine with the deck of wonder. It's very lottie coded.
It was the chat, their homework was to pick magic items that fit their character. Not what they wanted, but what would fit the character the most. Yeah. I believe the deck of wonder is mostly good things. Except
Yes.
monster, which curses you, but that's fine.
Curses in my Curse of Strahd game?
I'm already
Damn.
cursed anyway.
You could
Who'da
try.
thought?
You could try to draw a card and see what happens.
Ooh,
You
the
know.
temptation. The temptation.
Roll 20 have the deck of wonder.
I wasn't thinking about it, but now that you mention it,
No.
I am interested.
Do
I am
it.
intrigued.
Okay.
Do it.
No.
Don't.
Do it.
Okay, what do I
No.
have to do? What do I have to do to pull a card out of this thing?
You are going to roll a d22. 22 cards.
I mean, unless someone wants to stop her from pulling a card, you
No.
can.
Do it.
Everyone's
it-
opening their things, well, except Ari,
Yeah.
who's fixing Allegra's chair and stuff, which I imagine takes a second because Allegra opens her thing.
A2. You. Hey. Okay. When you draw this card, you get a very pretty depiction of the sun on like the face of the card. And it's kind of like if you tilt it a certain angle in the light of the room from like the glass chandeliers above you, you can get like it feels like you're getting a little bit reflection of the sun, in a sense.
Ooh.
As you hold it.
Okay.
When, like, you know, the right angle of the firelight from the chandelier above you hits the sun hits the card perfectly, and it kind of blinds you in the eyes as you're hit with, like, you
Mhm.
know, sunlight for a brief moment. You gain a +1 to your saving throws until you take a long rest.
Yay! Plus
So,
one, too. You know what? Beat that, haters.
yeah, you get a +1, and then the deck kind of, technically you're supposed to declare how many cards you're drawing.
Yeah, I only pulled one.
Yeah, so you declare one card, you got a 2. And then the deck, like the sun card, lifts from your hands and deposits itself back in the deck, and the deck shuffles itself. Without you doing it yourself.
Okay.
Neat.
Oh, yeah.
Deck of new. Yep.
So there's a bright flash of light.
Yeah. You guys do get a catch of a sunray for a brief second that shines on Lottie's face.
But no
Well,
one
it's a
seems
good
harmed.
thing our
Catch.
hosts weren't here.
Not doing it, Igoro. Stop it, babe. Do you want to describe what you find in your chest? In your little, trinket box of things?
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, not what the character would necessarily want, or like not what would we as players want, but something that the character would be intrigued or fascinated by. So with that in mind, when Kat opens her box, I imagine on like a plush pillow or something,
Yeah, absolutely.
there is what looks like a thigh bone, like an upper femur, and it is inscribed in celestial texts. And Kat's eyes go brilliantly wide as she sees it. And inside the box is the thigh bone of Saint Markovia.
Oh.
Really now?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Allegra. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the thigh bone of Saint
Mhm.
Markovia. Which
What the fuck?
mechanically also doubles as a mace of disruption.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
Uh-huh.
okay. Allegra,
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming, recognizes said artifact. Yes?
Absolutely.
Allegra's just kind of going to stand up from the chair she was formerly sitting in,
I'll
walk
pull
over,
the chair back.
and just kind of goes, so many words. I need to have so many words. What the fuck?
This was not as I was expecting. It is very fascinating. You can feel the divine energy radiating off of this.
Yes, you can. I want to know how it got out of the abbey and got here.
Oh, was this stored in your reliquaries?
I believe so. It is the femur of
Actually.
Saint Markovia.
It's not stored in the abbey. It's stored in the morgue. Oh,
Crypt.
not a morgue. Crypt. Mausoleum. Thank you. It's stored. There is a mausoleum on right by. There's a lake in Kresik.
Yeah.
And there's a mausoleum that has Saint Markovia buried in as like an honored warrior, because she did have a siege on Castle, was part of one of the sieges on Castle Ravenloft, and lost her life to it, but vowed to protect Kresik at all costs, which you assume is why your father is here. She was a benevolent, very
Yeah.
high, powerful cleric and paladin kind of hero. And she basically used divine intervention to yank your father into this plane to help Kresik.
So, Allegra takes a second. I'm going to ask you, GM, but
Yes.
can Allegra kind of put two and two together that this was stolen during the attack?
You actually don't. I would say no. Last thing you know, this was buried with Saint Markovia and her honor guard in the mausoleum.
Okay. And she just kind of sits there and goes, I don't know when they broke into her mausoleum and stole her femur, what looks to be. But yes, this is the leg bone of Saint Markovia.
And for those of us not from this region,
She was a holy hero that the abbey my father runs is dedicated to.
oh, that does seem significant.
Saint Markovia was a cleric of the Morning Lord, or Dawn Mother, who cared for the wounded at the abbey in the village of Kresik before it was devoted to her. Legend has it. Granted, historical accounts can be very different, especially after centuries. But Markovia ran a holy order of paladins and clerics to defend the land from anybody who would threaten it, including, at one point in Barovia's history, the Lord of the Land. And Saint Markovia was said to have lost her life resisting the Lord. And a group of vampire spawn was sent to rid Markovia's order of all of its breathing members. And afterwards, the abbey was named after her.
A very storied item indeed. Hopefully not one that will be discussed too thoroughly at dinner. I don't think that would make for the best topic of conversation, judging by our company.
You'd have to think that this is the item that was chosen specifically to gift to me. So I imagine the Lord already knows its history quite intimately, and chose with that knowledge to put it in my hands.
No, that is what I assumed.
I think Lottie's kind of sitting there like trying to ponder the consequences of taking what's seemingly a holy item from the place where it should have been resting. And it's just big thinking hours. I think I'll look over towards ooh, don't open Spotify. Don't open Spotify.
Okay,
Stop
you're
it.
looking towards Spotify. Gotcha.
I'm not looking at Spotify.
Where's Spotify
oh,
sitting at the table?
right next to Strahd.
Thank you, baby.
But I think looking over to everybody, because Lottie's the only one sitting down currently. Is there a negative effect to that just no longer being where it was?
I suppose time will tell.
Yes, that could possibly be a problem, but we will inevitably figure that out when we go to my home.
Okay.
Well, how about we all take a seat and everyone else can open their things and we can ponder this at a later time when it
I
is
just-
not so tense.
I just got a deck of cards.
Very bright deck of cards.
Well, I don't think all of them are very bright. I think it was just that one particular card. Probably.
Maybe
The-
wisest to refrain from pulling anymore.
I mean, didn't do anything bad.
I was
This
gonna
Still
s-
another.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to make like a saving throw to resist the
You have
urge?
advantage.
You do. Well, you have a +1 to your saving throw.
You have that.
It's Lottie not thinking about drawing another one, and I got, well, maybe best not to do this, and then Lottie's like, I can pull it.
But
I
also,
could
that's
pull another one.
science. Think about it.
Wait, why am I an NPC?
You're an NPC?
Wait, what happened to my sheet?
Huh?
My
Oh,
entire sheet is just an NPC now.
Oh, Jester.
Did you
I
accidentally
didn't do
hit
this!
something?
I didn't do anything. I had my sheet closed.
Well, there's a toggle somewhere.
Hold on.
it's usually a GM only toggle, isn't it? Maybe.
No.
Hold
Well,
on.
Maybe. Maybe. Nope. No, it is not a DM only toggle.
Oh,
I had it closed. I did not touch anything.
It could make
No.
Ari a vehicle or a
There you go.
kingdom.
a vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I got scared for a second.
All aboard the RA train.
I didn't know there was a vehicle sheet.
Yeah.
We'll see. No. I'm gonna pull
9
another
plus
card.
1.
I'm gonna pull another
No.
card.
Okay.
I'm not close enough to do anything about
Oh, do you just draw one card? Or you draw two to like
Hmm.
get the odds out?
it. No.
I'll draw
Do
two.
it.
Okay. Alright, roll 2d22s.
The Sonic.
Oh my god.
Okay,
16.
you guys watch the sun ray blinding Lottie again. Nothing, it does not stack.
Damn,
Um,
that'd be sick.
What did I just say?
and then
I
what,
wanted to-
18? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
5, 6, 7, 8.
16.
16?
It's 16, not 18.
Oh,
Oh! Interesting. I
Oh?
don't like how this one's called. Wait, hold on. Hold on, making sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
The 16.
9. Okay. 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 So, 16, right?
16.
16. We are sure it is 16.
Yes.
yeah.
You watch Lottie get blinded by the sun card. The second card is like labeled in a very nice like filigree kind of like ribbon kind of like it's on a ribbon with the title. It is called Isolation.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of like the woods and then a fog kind of imagery that you're staring into. Lottie disappears. Roll a d4.
Oh no.
Oh, I'll take the stress.
Can I like try and tell where she went and what happened?
Yeah, you can. People around can make an Arcana check.
Okay. 13.
I would love to do that.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay. To Beth. And Beth only. You watch as the Lottie pulls the card, and then to you, you see a little tear in the space that is behind Lottie, and it feels like Lottie just gets sucked into that little tear in reality, and then is gone. And you assume that she got teleported somewhere.
Oh no!
no.
Beth will say, Lottie's fine, I think. She's just in that hole over there. She'll be back.
A whole elaborate?
There's a hole in space in front of us where Lottie was.
Uh-huh.
The hole's still there, so she'll be back.
Are you certain of this?
Well, it's very hard to leave Barovia, so I don't think pulling a single card as a gift from the Countess
Bessie, I
would
am
allow
so
her to
sorry.
leave.
Isolation says you disappear along with anything you are wearing or carrying and become trapped in a harmless extra-dimensional space for 1d4 minutes. So Lottie's gone for 3 minutes.
I think it's the whole time was spent
And you're
like
not allowed to
documenting
draw
this
any more
space.
cards today.
Yeah, as soon as Lottie gets back, Ari's there holding the bag of holding out.
No, like, it specifies in the card, you draw no more cards.
Yeah, no, Ari's still standing.
I think like during the time and the place, it's just Lottie writing down and noting down the place and what
You are very, very much kind of... How do I make this, like, story analogy? Because, like, my idea in the extra dimensional space is that you are stepping in something that is like what feels like a water sequence, but instead of it being like crystal clear reflecting the sky kind of ordeal, it is kind of more of like a beige color. Like when you step, the page of the book kind of ripples, and you can see unintelligible like writing below you. But, you know, there's a picture of Kira, like, in that very ostentatious, like, Old English kind of styled drawings in the corner of the page.
Hell yeah. All of this is being recorded.
Yeah. And then, after 3 minutes of you guys, I guess, waiting or talking, Lottie appears back in her chair, blinking rapidly. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Can do, boss.
You get a +1.
You get a +1.
I do.
Or
Don't
does it
fail.
stack?
You are not poisoned from your body reeling from extra dimensional travel. See, I thought you rolled literally the card that says end.
Sorry.
Oh, that would be bad.
Can you repeat what you said? Sorry.
I thought you rolled end. E-N-D.
Okay.
It is not a good card.
Fuck.
You have the Deck of Wonders, so you can look at what each card does. Anyone
Okay, I
can
will look.
But your character would not know what it does.
So, Lottie,
Hi.
let's maybe stop pulling cards from
Well,
that
Put
deck
them
for
I
now.
wasn't-
for now.
I wasn't gonna pull another one, and then Ari mentioned it, and I got to really thinking about it, and then I wanted to pull another one.
How about no more?
Lottie, please, just put them in the bag for now.
I can hold on to my own cards. Thank you. I should put them in her own bag.
Lottie, will you promise to me that you won't draw another one during dinner? And Ari's holding out a pinky.
I think she looks at you for a second, tilts her head. Thinking about the way she wants to word this. I, Charlotte, Vielka, Johantov, here I promise to you that I will not draw another card until this dinner is over.
Okay, Ari will accept that.
And then unbeknownst to
Thank
both of you, even if Lottie did break this promise, he could not.
Yeah, Ari's still gonna make sure.
Yeah. And very similar, since Lottie appeared back, the two cards in her hand disappear back into the deck, and the deck shuffles itself. And then, like, any arcane light that it had to it has dulled and become like a mundane deck.
Great.
Going down into
Cool.
shutting down mode.
Alright, satisfied. They're gonna go to their chair.
Okay.
She
And
sticks.
sit for just a minute to
Why sticks her
process
tongue?
what happened.
Why sticks her tongue out at you as you're walking away?
Uh-huh. Do I notice this? Do I notice this with my 17 passive perception?
Absolutely.
Probably.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Uh-huh. Alright. I will remember this.
I imagine so. Yeah. I'd be more surprised if they didn't.
Ari remembers this. You guys kiss 8 sessions from now. I love the yuck.
Ew!
Disgusting.
Kissing Lottie? She's like my sister.
Kissing a nerd? Disgusting. Wow, I can't believe Lottie keeps getting friend zoned because sister coded.
I'm so little sister coded. For real, for real. But yeah. No more shenanigans from my corner.
Until the dinner's over, but when we start dancing,
I did phrase it very specifically. In a roundabout way to fuck with RA.
As long as another card is not drawn during dinner, Ara is content with that. When we get to the ball, there's going to be lots of other people there. There's going to be more chaos and stuff. So any shenanigans Lottie gets up to there, not Ara's problem. But sitting right next to her at dinner,
Yep.
that's a problem.
Dinner with Strahd tonight.
Dinner?
Tonight?
Me. Me. Yeah.
There's still 3 other presents to be
Yes.
opened while Ara is taking the breather.
Yes. Beth, do you think you open your package? Or do you want to wait?
Beth is very sketched out by the package.
Yep.
She will wait because knowing that it's weapon shaped, pulling out a weapon at a dinner table seems like a bad idea.
I mean, Allegra straight up pulled hers out. She's very happy to have her mother's hammer back, which
Yeah,
she
and
left
Ara
here
was
the
Weapons
last
have
time.
already been drawn at this table. Beth is not. Beth doesn't trust that.
Yeah.
Because this sounds like they're preparing for us to have to fight. And Beth is thinking about it in guest rights. If we start pulling out and brandishing weapons, we no longer have to be bound by guest rights, and she doesn't trust that.
Fair.
Because that could be seen as an act of aggression.
Hostility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ishpa. Don't worry about it.
Ish
Everything
posh.
is fine. I say this not to
Yeah.
add into your skepticism. Irina and Ismark still have their gifts to open. And it is a
Beth
very
is-
long staring contest that both the siblings have with their packages that are both labeled to Irina Kolyana and then Burgomaster Ismark Kolyanovich. They're very much in the similar boat of like, I do not trust something that Strahd has given us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. That's
Hey,
why I was
GM, I
so
have
long
a-
to open theirs too.
I have a quick question.
Yes, I have many answers.
Would it look bad if Allegra slipped away from the dining room for a moment?
Yes, it would look bad.
Okay.
Would you go out to try to open the door while everyone's distracted?
Yeah, so remember when we were leaving, right before we left, there was like the long hallway with all the suits of armor
Yes.
and the church.
Yes.
She's going specifically for that hallway.
I will say, when you guys walked in, it felt like the layout of the castle was far more different. Because the
Okay.
directions that you were heading into did not make sense the last time you were here.
Okay.
And you have a feeling that
So-
the castle restructured itself while you were gone.
Knowing that,
Yes.
her plan is a smidge messed up, and she will have to admit that she stole a shield. which she had
Oh.
intended to return
Yeah.
very quietly without anyone noticing.
Oopsie.
But-
Give it to a servant.
Yeah, you
Leave
could.
it on a table.
You could step out and then catch someone's attention, like one of the servants out there, and be like, "Hey, can you put this up?"
Yeah, that's very, very much what she's trying to do, is like flag down a servant.
Yep.
Or, honestly, it would be a servant, or she kind of trusts Escher enough to not snitch on her.
Bold of you to assume that. Okay. Yeah, sure. Roll a d20. We're gonna do a chance. We're gonna do a
Okay.
percentile.
Natural
Uh,
20 is this.
It's a 2.
Okay, you
Damn.
just flag down a servant. Who was just kind of like, it's just a maid who was cleaning one of the vases down the hallway. You kind of catch her attention, and you could see, very similar to like Lottie and Kat's perplexion, they're very pallid, in the sense of like no longer alive, but still alive. Air quotes.
Yeah. So, someone who walks within death.
Yes.
And she'll just kind of go, "Pardon me, I may have borrowed this from the castle the last time I was here. Can you just place it back? It was in the hallway by the temple."
You see that the servant nods her head, or the maid nods her head, and goes, "I will have to put it back when the temple comes back. But yes, it's been renovated to a
Thank you.
ballroom."
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Problem. And they think for a moment, and then go, "Mrs.?"
Yes.
And then they'll just give you a very quick bow, holding this very large shield to their torso, and then grab it and scurry the fuck away.
She will gently bow back and then kind of, and slip back into the thing, as if nothing ever happened. She has a new shield. She does not need the one from the castle.
Do you want to roll a stealth check, or do you want it to go off of passive perception?
We can go off passive perception.
Okay.
She's not being, she's not like.
Yes.
If she would have had to have left the room, like whole ass, like gone searching through the castle, then she would have stealth checked. At this point, she's wearing chainmail on her
Yes.
dress.
Yes.
There is not really. I'm assuming I would have disadvantage on that anyway.
No, because you're not technically wearing armor per se, so I would give you advantage. Or not advantage, I just give you a regular stealth check. But if we're going off of passives, I would absolutely say Kat, Ismark, and RA would have noticed that you slipped out briefly.
Ari's gonna get the chair for Allegra again.
Wow.
Running right
Allegra
into me as I'm
will-
passing me? What the fuck?
Allegra will
Damn.
just kind of smile at Aria and go, "Aria, you do not have to pull it out every time. I appreciate
You
it.
do not
though.
have to get up so often.
I needed to return something that I had stolen."
Interesting. Lottie continues walking back to her chair.
Okay. Sure. I could have done that. It's fine. I'll and Ari leaves to go sit back down.
Lottie's staring at you as you walk the entire time.
Does Lottie say that?
Yeah. She's ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to sleight of hand bop Lottie in the head. Like
like,
on the opposite side of where she's looking.
make a
Just a
perception
little
check.
like flick.
Yeah,
Make a what?
perception. To see if you see the
Perceive?
bopping happening. Yep.
Okay. Percept.
Oh, you get
No.
bopped.
Something flicks your ear. It's
Ah!
wild.
My ear! She pouts very pathetically.
Yeah.
I just got up to go pet Percival, and then I went to sit back down. You're so mean to me.
Ari's just sitting there like nothing happened.
But yeah, to you guys, you can clearly tell, like, if you, as you're walking around with Sir Edgelord McGee at the organ playing a little ditty, that you see, like, everyone's names according to the people who are not here. So, like, you see that right next to Lottie, and between Lottie and Beth, there is Escher von Preschlau. But next to RA is Ludmilla. It's Stoyana? Yes, Stoyana. And then I almost said Vasilka instead. And then Valenta Popovsky next to Ludmilla on Ludmilla's other side. And then between there is no placard for Strahd because it's very obvious where Strahd's going to be seating. And the chair is significantly bigger than the rest of y'all.
Wow.
And
woman.
And next to Katarina is Anastasia Gwilliam as the nameplates. But you can see that there is like a distinct. Most of you are noble adjacent or have some form of power through forms of government and or nobility. You can tell that there is a status that is clearly being depicted through the seating arrangement. As like Irina and Ismark are of nobility, being Ismark is a burgomaster now, appointed, and then being related to the burgomaster, the family. Yes, Stinky baby.
Weird that Irina's first and not Ismark, the actual burgomaster.
I wonder why. Yeah, ha ha ha.
It's just so strange that the chair's empty.
What chair's empty?
This chair. The chair that clearly doesn't have anybody in it.
Oh yeah, the chair that is totally not for Irina. Yep, nope.
No, Irina actually supposed to sit down here with us at the cool kids table.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Irina absolutely would. She
Wow, Cat's not cool.
No,
No, Cat is
we
cool.
labeled you as a narc one session. Anya
Yeah.
was like, can't trust this person.
I trust Katarina with my life.
You can trust.
Yeah, but like that's because she follows the rules and is a narc.
Alright, trust Cat with her gender.
See, we all trust
my
Cat with
self-existent
everything,
life.
but when it comes to
Yes.
breaking the law, we can't trust Cat.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, Cat would totally.
Where did we get all of these assumptions from?
Anya called you a stickler at the Masonic camp, and I can't remember why, but she did it. Because I think Beth alluded that you play by the books or something like that, and she's like, so she wouldn't want to like break in.
But she's always warning us to not do stupid things.
Yes, and then Anya
Yeah,
went.
because she likes her friends alive.
And Anya thought that you were a narc. Okay. This is a random NPC who has no idea who the fuck you are. Like, narc behavior, gotcha. Eventually Ismark and Irina will open their gifts. They do an off-screen rock, paper, scissors. Or boulder, parchment, shears. Ismark loses it, so he has to open his gift first. And what his is more of a mantelpiece. That apparently goes around, like, rests at his shoulder and then has, like, a cape joined to it. And on the mantelpiece, where did I put it? What is it called again?
A mantle?
A mantle.
A mantelpiece is like the fireplace.
Yeah, it's a mantle.
Okay.
Ismark's
Going by the
magic item.
description, I think capelet might also be appropriate.
Capelet? Yeah, I would do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is called the Grand Wolf's Hide. Is what is it is monikered as like Ismark opens up, there's like a little piece of parchment paper. He stares at it for a very long time, puts the folded up piece of clothing back into the box. The box goes on the ground next to the chair, and then he sits down. And he turns towards no. Yeah. Kinda is fucked up. Hold on. Let me get the picture. Kinda. We're nixing this part. Grand side.
Like, oh, here you go. Here's the skin of your dead cousin. Wear it like a cloak.
Yeah. Hey, you know that you just got found out that you're a werewolf too amongst all your friends? Here is a thing that definitely notes, hey, you are very untouched. Congratulations. Thank you for being the Burgomaster. Hooray! Yaha.
Hey, can I tell that Ismark's upsetty or miffed or anything?
Sure, you can make an insight roll.
Sure. Okay. That's a 7.
You can know that he's upset,
Okay.
but that's
Cool.
just kind of Ismark's general visage. He's always kind of
Mhm.
grumpy and upset, so you don't know why. It could be a myriad out of things that is making him extremely upset in this moment.
It could just
Maybe-
be that we're here.
Could be when you're here, he's not next to you, he's got a weird wolf pelt. He and his sister are not arranged properly, and it's wigging him out. Irina's opening her case now, which reveals a very fanciful rapier. Which kind of sucks that you guys bought her a rapier, and now she's got a new rapier.
Damn.
I bet that one's
is
not
Allegra-
silver though.
Allegra's gonna cut a look over at RA, and then look over at the sword, and just go, stole our fucking idea.
Or just shrugs.
Yeah. You can see from Cat would see it much more just based off of like seating arrangement wise. It is a very thin and light rapier, one that seems to move with a quicker speed than like most that are created. And it has embellishments of purple arcane sigils that are etched on the handle, around the basket, and at the base of the where the hilt and the sword, the blade meet. Chunky. Alright, so let's sent me a chunky cat in Hero Forge, and I love him. Big.
Beautiful.
And she... Ooh, actually, hold on. Irina, where are you? Hey, Bestie. Hey, Bestie. I make this... Nah, let's publicly shame her.
Do it. Do it.
She does not have advantage, so it's just a 14. She's fine. She's okay. Cat could definitely see that Irina just kind of dissociates a little bit while holding the rapier.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's just kind of normal Irina behaviors, dissociation. And then beyond that, you can see a little bit of the glow in her veins. Like, she glows like a bright golden light in the veins that she has. Kind of brighten a little bit while she's holding the rapier. And then when she shakes out of it, it dims and she goes, oh man, another one? Okay, is everyone trying to tell me I should fight and not use my magic? Is it rude to say no thank you? It's probably rude to say no thank you.
I mean, it's useful to be able to stab people if your magic isn't working.
Plus, there's nothing wrong with sword and sorcery.
I know, but you all bought me a rapier, and now I have another rapier. Now I have to choose which rapier I like better, and I think I have
Use
to...
both.
There are techniques to use both.
I'm not gonna dual wield rapiers.
Why
You
not?
could.
Think about it, though. Think about how cool it could be.
Marina is thinking. The math is coming together.
I know a little about the technique.
Of using both rapiers? I'm sorry
not
if
well
it seems
trained
like
in
I'm
it, but-
shouting. You're very far
No,
away.
it's,
A large room.
no, you're all the way down there.
Hi, Lottie.
Hi!
Do you want to swap places?
Can we?
Nope.
I'll do it.
I can disguise myself to look like you. Can you disguise yourself to look like me?
Hold on. I don't know if I can. Let me look. Lottie pulls out her spell book.
We'll teach you how to use them later, Irina.
I just checked it. The table is 36 feet long.
Shut up.
Good
We'll
lord.
teach
I
you how
don't-
to use them later, Miss Irina.
I don't have any disguise. Fuck, I don't have any disguise.
We should fix
Disguise
that.
stuff. I know.
What if we knock you out and you change season? Does that work?
I have.
Are we
I
trying
don't.
to disguise Lottie? What?
I
Wait, we're
don't want
talking
to
about-
be over here.
I think.
Okay,
Oh.
but what if?
You want to
What if?
switch?
What if we just switched anyway? What if we just switched anyway?
Lottie, no, it would be a breach of etiquette. We can't.
But
Irina-
consider.
You're already difficult to look at. I could just use your shape.
What?
I
That's
think
not
Lottie's
trying
Lottie's
to be
already-
insulting. I put a flower in your hair and it's very difficult to look at you.
already getting up.
No, Lottie, sit.
Lottie, no.
What if?
I
What
know we
if?
know the context of it, but you're difficult to look at is insane.
Wait. Listen.
I think Irina's
Just
going through a
consider-
crisis right now. I thought we were friends.
You look great. No, you look great. It's just very hard to look directly at you because of the flower in your hair.
You put a flower in my hair?
Yes, the goal was to make it difficult for you to be noticed so you could have a better time not dealing with people, and then maybe you could play pranks on them.
I think Lottie's just moving over here. Number one, because what if? But number two, so we don't have to yell anymore. So we're like right here.
Ismark has his head in his hands on the table.
Listen. It could be really funny.
It could be really funny.
It could be really funny. Listen, it could be. Listen, it's fine. We can just say, "Oops, we forgot to look at the name plates."
Ismark puts a hand on your shoulder and very lightly goes, "Just go sit down."
But it's come on, it'd be funny.
I
That'd be
Yes,
really
Marcy,
funny.
don't-
I appreciate your jokes right now. This has very much enlightened the conversation and made it feel like we are not in castle. Someone who is just playing the piano right there, listening to us yell.
Well, he seems nice. He's not going to tell anybody. Isn't that right, Piano Man?
Play us a song, you're the piano man.
Don't say a word, piano man.
Hold on, I have to get Rawhead and that's where is he?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, bitch. Oh, no. Oh, wait.
Hey.
Oh, God. He's gonna fucking...
While that's happening down there, would Ari know if there's any way they could decline this gift without it being a problem?
Okay, Rawhead and
Because
gets up.
face it. Oh no.
Oh, no.
This fucking ass rotten.
Yeah,
I
Rawhead
turn into
stands up.
Rahadin.
You turn into Rawhead.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Rawhead, what's your thing again? Let me double
Wait,
check. Let me double
Doesn't
check.
he have an aura?
My thing.
Uh-huh.
Aura?
He does.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
This is how I feel whenever you...
I understand. I understand. I get this. Okay.
Put it to- Okay.
Fuck. Fuck, dude.
Alright. So, Ismark, Irina, Lottie, and Beth have to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm so good at it.
It's fine. I have a +1 in these bitches. Let's
Oh.
go. 14.
What made Rahadin pretty?
Pretty.
I did not make him a Dusk Elf anymore because I deleted Dusk Elves, so there are Eladrins. He is a Winter Eladrin. Let me get the art of Rahadin. I'm using. Rawhidden art, Rawhidden art. Oh, I have to roll my own NPCs. Hold on, let me do that first. I gotta see if Ismark fucking
Hey,
fails.
listen, it's fine. Just give me. I can just roll Irina, I think. No, I can't. Fuck.
No, I
I
don't
would.
give you guys access to my pretty boys and girls.
I would help you. I would help you. I would help you.
What it is, Mark
Consider.
roll? I'm not
Give
looking.
me access to pretty boys.
Oh, Mark, you can't see. Hold on, let me re-roll that. That was Irina
Irina-
passed it.
Irina's fine.
Nope, that's Rawhidden sheet. Ismark! Come here. Stop hiding behind Rawhidden.
It's Mark.
Ismark.
It's Mark.
It's Mark.
Okay,
Oh, good job.
cool. So it's just Lottie
He's a
and
good boy.
Rawhidden. It's just Lottie and Beth who hear it. Okay. Now I'm getting my art of Rawhidden because he's pretty. I hate him. He's pretty though.
He's
And
gorgeous.
I would like to
That's-
see the pretty man.
That's Casimir Rawhidden.
Oh shit! Fuck, my kettle's going off.
You.
Uh-oh.
Angsty.
Yeah, angsty
Sad
little,
boy.
angsty little boy.
Angsty sad boy.
Angsty sad boy. And it's very true. As Rawhidden stands up and gets closer, to you guys, he puts a hand, very gently on. I don't think he puts his hand on your shoulder, Beth. I think he stopped. He was going to, and then you turn around and look at him, and he looks momentarily stunned. And then you, in the back of your mind, and both in Lottie's mind, hear the sounds of people dying, like screaming as they are being tormented over and over again. I'm not gonna make you
Yeesh, okay.
take the psychic damage that he just
Okay,
that he does,
I'm skittering.
unless
I'm skittering. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take
Oh.
sexy psychic damage.
Unless what?
Oh, there's no unless. Any
Yeah, I'll take psychic damage.
creature within 10 feet of Rawhidden that isn't protected by a mind blink spell hears in their minds the screams of thousands of people that have died. Okay,
This is
you
fine.
guys just hear it. He's not going to bonus action deal the damage to you guys. It's a choice.
I will take stress. I will take stress.
You
for
can
it,
definitely
just a
take
little bit.
stress. But like he has an ambient people yelling and screaming that follow him. Like he is haunted by death in a way.
But
Uh-huh.
hey, you
Hey.
could say by gathered whispers.
By gathered whispers. Oh my god, Cat and
Oh,
him are
man.
like the same, but not really.
He's like kind of the thematic opposite of Cat.
Yes, absolutely. Whereas
What's he
you are
doing?
helping the gathered whispers, he is creating more gathered whispers.
What's
Beth,
Mr. Rawhidden doing?
He just kind of clears his throat and goes, "Lightly, sit down. You are already
Okay.
pissing off the Lord."
I actually. Sorry, what was your name? I don't think I asked.
Do you need to know?
It would be polite. I'll tell you first, I'm Elizabeth Porcelain, but you may call me Beth.
It's a very long, awkward beat of silence as you say this, and then he goes, "Rawhidden."
Perfect. Rahadin, would you like to sit at the table and I can take up playing while I look like you?
In this moment, you see that he gets stressed out. But in like that anger kind of stress, you see that his ears flick just a little bit and the snow
Me
on
too, Rodden.
and the snow on the base of like his hair kind of melts. But then reform back into ice and snow pellets. Or snowdrops. And he goes, "It is my duty to play dinner. The only other person
but
who
if I
can
look like you, it
But
would still
I-
be you completing your duty.
I cannot look you, and I cannot or will not explain to the Lord why you are looking like me. And why are you not at your seat?
I've got makeup and I can do the explaining.
I think perhaps it would be wise to not irritate our hosts so quickly after arrival.
I'm trying to lighten the mood. He sounds like death constantly, and that has a toll on your mental health, so maybe it would be uplifting to sit at a table with friends.
Beth, please.
If you insist.
Look,
Look.
I took the direction of go sit down, and I sat my happiest.
Yeah, Ari's gonna like check in on Lottie, like look over, raise an eyebrow, like you good.
yeah, fine. I'm good. I'm perfect. Never been better.
As Beth passes Allegra's chair, Allegra's gonna go, "You could just duet." Both of you as looking like him.
I feel like duetting with him would be interesting. There's a lot of pieces written for 4 hands, and not everybody has 4 hands.
Exactly. Mischief.
It would be fun. I'm not sure.
Not everybody. Not...
Some people have 4 hands.
No, I know. It's just a fun way to say it.
I can sometimes have 3, but that's as far as I can go. I could play a duet with either Lottie or Kat if we just take their arm off and I use 3 of mine and they use 1 of theirs.
My arm's really heavy.
Well, then you
It
don't need to
really
play
is.
piano with it.
It really is heavy. I tried to lift it. It's not easy.
But that's beside the point. I will wait. And Beth's hair is like a bright fuchsia.
I think Lottie would have apologized for agitating Rahad in a little bit. Okay, there. Alright. And my Discord froze.
I
Hello?
genuinely love the way Rahadin's armor is depicted.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
No. I mean, yes. I say no as
yeah.
the bit, but yes, I can hear you. Lynx, you
Yeah,
may react in the way that you think is best.
Okay. Taking stress.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have, before leaving, would have apologized for causing a scene to Rahad.
You could.
Just an oops, my bad.
Yeah. You could apologize, or you do apologize, but you see that in a very similar manner of he is stuck in winter. It is very, or you can't ascertain if he's stuck in winter, but you know he is a winter Eladrin, just like you and
Yeah, winter.
you and Ra can be like, I could see it.
That's
winter
an
just-
icy bitch right there.
Yeah, he's in bitch mode right now.
Mhm.
You say I'm sorry, you can feel the annoyance staring back at you as he nods his head and goes back to playing like a light tune on as light as he can on an organ. Pretty much. But
Winter is
you know,
possible.
it's perfect for a sad man to be playing on the organ during a dinner. Great.
So he would have to be using the upper keys to play soft
Yeah.
music.
He is
Okay.
doing his best.
Which usually organs have 2 sets of keys.
Yeah.
You have the regular keys that a standard piano would have, and then just above it would be second row that is the slightly, because the lower keys are the deeper, like make the pipes sing essentially, and then on the upper part is like a regular string piano essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah. So now he is playing it like it is a piano, just because of Beth's
Yeah.
little comment. Yes, of course.
Great.
I will absolutely let this ire live, man.
Listen, Lottie just enjoys encountering any, like, other Eladrin. It's very
Why?
fun.
Why does Allegra have blood?
Oh. Interesting. I might have fucked up. Pretend that's not the blood. That's not a blood goblet.
Nah.
It's a blood goblet now.
Secret reveal. Secret reveal. Allegra's been a vampire the entire time.
Like I should have done here this whole entire time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oops, sorry, you played the
Secret
long
so
haul
well
and
kept
it
that even the player character didn't know it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in your sleep, you got bitten 3 times by Strahd. You had no idea when that happened, and now
Aw,
you're a
man.
vampire. Oh my gosh.
Ah, heck.
Oopsie. No, just ignore it.
Well.
Pretend it's not red. I think I accidentally copied it when I was doing the other classes.
I mean, it could just be red wine, because
Yeah,
Allegra's been here before.
in my mind, it is. There
Now
are
it's
two.
green.
Thank you. There's 2 different drinks that are presented, and one of which is like a dark, like purple wine, and then an amber liquid, which you guys could assume is, the life juice.
Yeah.
And
A
very
life juice?
the life juice, your general life juice, your blood, the vitae.
Mm.
Vitae,
Mhm.
yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And it's kind of very fitting that Ismark also has a wine bottle next to him in reachable distance.
It's what he deserves.
It's what he. Irina has to cross hands with Strahd in order to get to hers, which she won't.
Listen, I would have totally switched places if it was not against etiquette.
It was just cowards.
Listen,
You could do it.
also Best.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hmm?
Bestie, look, you were worried about us going to the dance.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're not getting there for at least a couple
Yeah.
sessions.
I was gonna say during this debacle, there is a knock on the doors, as a very old gentleman, probably in his very late 50s, I want to say, very grandpa coded,
Mhm.
makes his way in. I'm trying to get. Give me your old man.
You're the old man.
Oh, that is an old man.
Yeah. Dressed in a very tailored suit as well. He is holding a serving tray of hors d'oeuvres, of little appetizers. What was they? They are brie and pear finger sandwiches that are marinated almond stuffed olives and truffled mushroom tartlets. And he clears his throat and goes, "Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Sorry for interrupting. I have brought the beginning of our courses before the ladies and the sir arrive." And he comes over. He is followed by a couple of other servants who just kind of place them in between the plates, or in between you guys, that decorate the cakes that are just. The cakes on the table feel very decorative. Like, this is not a cake that you are going to eat. This is something that is just here for show.
Mhm.
And moves around some of the plates and tea and wine, just so he can place down a couple of the appetizers down, and then he will excuse himself along with the others and tell you all that he will be right back to announce the lady of the evening. Or ladies of the evenings.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Old man.
God, sorry to circle back on the seating thing. Putting Lottie next to Strahd would be a very terrible yap fest for
I
that poor
thought
woman.
for a very long time how the seating arrangement would have been. And then
Mhm.
I was enlightened to. Sometimes they just sit based off of social status, and I went, well, that's absolutely RA and Lottie on the other side of the table.
We're just chilling.
They're just chilling.
We'll
And
do the
it,
gauntlet.
yeah, and it adds an interesting precedent on how Strahd views both Allegra and Beth in the hierarchy of nobility versus Kat, who is not the burgomaster, like her family is not the burgomaster of Valaki, but they are high nobility. Like, could be the next burgomaster if something happens to the Vlakovich.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're next in line if there's the heir of the Vlakovich estate does not take over.
Oh no.
That's what would happen to him. Ugh. Whew.
Wow.
Wow.
Wild.
But yeah, Leaf enters. He drops off food. You guys are bestowed with, where is my list? Gonna post it right here.
Yes,
Know what
please.
you're getting. With the
hell
verse.
yeah.
Brie and pear finger sandwiches, marinated almond stuffed olives, and truffled mushroom tartlets.
Fuck yeah.
Truffle tartlets.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Allegra is definitely going for the tartlets and the sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat. I don't
Just
have
gently
to, but I will.
placing the napkin in the lap, and filling an hors d'oeuvre plate.
Yeah.
Kat doesn't eat, so she will just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to delete the plates in front of the people who do not eat to eat, just as a funny bit, because
No.
Strahd would know. But also,
Lottie eats. Lottie eats to feel like a person.
yeah, for the grandeur of the show, because obviously Ludmilla, Valinta, Escher also have plates in front of them, as well as Anastasia and Strahd. But, you know, deep down, they're not eating. They're just here. Time passes as you guys just kind of fiddle around and meander with each other, talking, shouting across the room, and trying not to
Chomp on a
disturb.
Sandwich.
Yeah, chomp on these
It's-
little sandwiches. The
It's
door.
me and Irina making eye contact across the table.
Percival is creepy.
From
I want
foot
to make that
right?
sandwich IRL. Want to eat.
Yeah,
Arrgh.
thank you, Percival.
Thank you, Percy.
And there is another couple of knocks on the door to announce that someone is entering. The music kind of stops briefly as Leaf re-enters the room from like the servants' quarter doors and ushers more people in. This is about 10-15 minutes to give you guys enough time to like consume your little appetizer snacks. And the servants are bringing in bowls of soup for people.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah.
a smoked pork soup. Soup.
Oh yeah, that sounds delicious.
Yep. You guys
Mm.
are offered this. Oh, there's an L at the end. A la ideal. There you go. You guys, the people who, Beth and Kat, who are not going to eat, are just gonna have a pile of food around them.
Beth is so awkward about being told to sit down and eat when the hosts haven't even arrived yet.
Mhm.
So she's not.
Yeah.
She's following how she was raised and is just going to stand there and wait very
Yes.
patiently. But her hair keeps getting more and more fuchsia as the time goes on.
Perfect.
Hors d'oeuvres are one thing, soup's another. Ari's not gonna eat the soup.
Yeah.
Not until our host arrives.
Host arrives. The host arrives. When does the host arrive?
Technically, etiquette-wise, if you are offered food by entree food by the host, or the host's company, meaning their servants, typically it is not impolite to eat. At least from my own real life etiquette that I was taught. As so long as you were told to sit down and eat by one of the hosts before being, brought
Yeah.
into the dining hall.
Yeah.
But according to the book that I read this afternoon, that was printed in the 1920s, this is unprecedented.
This
Yeah,
is also
the etiquette
law.
that I'm going off of is Southern etiquette from the 1980s.
A little bit
So-
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little updated.
This is hors d'oeuvres that are being passed on, and then now soup and salad is coming out. basically, is the general vibe. It's not the main course, which is hopefully your host will arrive. Otherwise, Beth is standing for a very long. But
Beth stands for 5 years.
yeah,
She will. She'll wait.
she'll
I mean,
wait.
our company doesn't. Our company's vampires, so they don't eat. So this makes Ari's gonna think about it for a very long time, and then eventually concede and have a little soup.
Oh, it's
Because
a
like they're trying to be considerate. Let the humanoids that are still breathing eat while they can, and then dinner talk. I guess.
Yep.
yeah.
That's what Allegra assumes as well.
Ismark's very on the unprecedented side of just like, I am not going to eat until otherwise. And Irina is just taking small bites of the whatever's as time goes on, but keeps eyeballing the soup going. This could be good.
Can I make I just look at her and I look at the soup and then I nod
Okay, yeah,
very
you
quietly
both
in the background. Yeah.
you both daintily sip soup. There is a difference between you and Irina having soup. You absolutely use the wrong spoon. Irina uses the
100%.
correct spoon.
I see
Alright,
her.
Gonna
Go ahead.
try and subtly hint to Lottie to help her.
What does that look like to you? Do you think?
It's gonna. Okay, have you seen Beauty and the Beast?
I have.
So there's like a scene where they're at the table and like Bella's trying to lead by example. Ari's gonna like make exaggerated motions to grab a specific spoon and look at Lottie and then pick up the spoon and hold it so that Lottie can see which one it is. And then proceed to eat soup.
She's.
I was like, you are very smart. You would know the cues.
Yeah, I think for a second, just to fuck with you, it looks like she's about to use the wrong one, then she just picks up the right one.
And then the two of you mirror each other as you drink the soup. Eat soup. Good soup.
Soup.
Little dainty tiny sips.
Yeah. Yeah. Leaf, her undisclosed old man, who now you know is Leaf, walks in, delivers the soup with the servants, and then goes to the main door. Like scurries all the way back. It takes him a while because he is indeed very old.
I believe in him.
Yeah, and he goes over and opens the door to announce very loudly, in his tone of voice, I apologize for the delayment of our lord of our countess of the estate, but she will be arriving hopefully after I drop off the salads. Until then, you think you see that he waits for a very long time as he's thinking about the words of choice, and then he goes, presenting Sir and Lady Anastasia Gwilliam, accompanied by Valinta Popovsky of Valaki. He does not clap his hands or anything, but he kind of just like gestures as he opens the door, and has both Anastasia, who is less in her less in a armor and more in a very just like form-fitting I think I have her in a black art that I purple. It's like a dark plum. And she walks in. Her hair is more down and kind of covering one side of her face, but it is decorated in like fine jewelry. She seems just to be wearing a little bit more makeup, just to look and feel a little bit more alive. And around her arm is a tiefling woman of sorry, I have all my art elsewhere and not
What
everywhere.
was the last person that
Valenza?
you described?
Oh
Anastasia.
shit, sorry.
Okay.
Anastasia William. And then Yeah, Valenta is a more of like typical tiefling red skin tone, but more with a pinker hue to it. And you see that she has gold inlays throughout her whole entire body. Her hair is more of a curly, like dark, like brown with a little red in it. Or not brown, black with a little bit of red in the curls. And she has ram-like horns that are inlaid with gold. And you guys can assume that she is a tiefling of very similar, like double hooked kind of horn. You can hear the sounds of hooves hitting the marble. And she is dressed in a long golden dress. That's kind of more of a I would say silk kind of color. It's very glossy. And it kind of replicates satin. Yes, thank you. And she's just kind of decked out in jewelry to accommodate both Ludmilla in having like dark purple and like black bands with purple gemstones in them, and then has like beyond the gold inlays, I think has like arcane sigils that just go down her arms, as if like they are tattoos that are made in like gold lettering. And Anastasia kind of smiles at you all, bright fangs, with fangs and all, and step aside, letting Valenta, like, kind of lead Valenta to her seat. And like nods past you guys, who she walks back, probably to Lottie and RA, and then
Nods back.
puts Valenta at her seat and have her kind of stand there while she joins back next to Leaf, and you see that she is more, as the first lady, is escorting the others.
Yeah.
Are
they still on the GM layer?
Yes, I am going to put them on there. Okay. I'm also gonna post art that I have saved. I have not finished Valenta's icon, so it's not, or token. I have not changed her token to the way that she is.
I was only asking because my internet's been being mean to me all night. I didn't know if I needed to refresh.
Nope, I just haven't put them on there. Valenta would not be sitting; she'd be on the other side. Very similar to everyone else.
I love the gold scales on the top of the tail.
Yeah.
I like these.
Reed little tiefling with little hooves. So no heels for her. She is hoofing it up.
He's already click-clacky enough.
Yeah. Especially with the marble floor.
Perhaps very perhaps very pretty, like horseshoe type deal.
Yeah. Height-wise, Valenta is around 4'11". Very small in comparison to Anastasia, who is very close to almost like 6.5 feet tall. So like, it is very kind of cute when she is leading her over. Anastasia does bestow her a kiss on the cheek before she walks back and waits for and nods towards Leaf. You're okay, Jester. Leaf clears his throat, understanding the notice. And I imagine Irina and Ismark, I'm not moving their icons, but they're standing at the ready. Leaf clears his throat and goes, Sir Anastasia William will be leading Sir Escher von Preschlau. And then, you've seen Escher. You've known Escher. He hasn't changed since the last time you've seen him. If anything, it is very Asterian coded on how he is wearing his outfit. Ruffled, like, white, colored, blouse. And high-fitting, like, formal wear pants.
Trousers?
Yeah, trousers. He does seem to have more makeup on, just to show that he has a little bit more life to him. And it's very like pop of color, so like a a vibrant purple for like an eyeshadow. To complement his eye color. And we all know what this twink looks like. I posted it in the art dump earlier.
Oh, fancy jewelry, just a simple little shirt.
Yeah, just a simple little shirt. He's not. His fancy jewelry would be like how he is wearing his hair, because his hair is typically. So he probably has a ornate piece that is keeping the hair clipped up. And then maybe potentially bedazzled a little bit of rings, but they're not like. He is not going as far as what Valenta, like what the women are wearing. He's keeping it very like tame in what he could be wearing or presenting. That looking. I love you. I love you. Clown nature.
That's my clown. Shut up.
That's your clown. I in my head had Escher 1 inch taller than Ismark. Yep. Okay.
Escher is me, Jester's clown.
Yeah. And Anastasia leads him over to his seat. And he gives a very fun little wave to the group that is around him.
Yeah.
Looks like he's about to say anything, and then you all noticeably see that Anastasia kind of like grabs his arm and twists it a little bit, and then he kind of just relents and just stands there, looking pretty.
I give him a very nice smile.
Give him a nice smile. He returns it back. Anastasia shakes her head.
We're buddies.
Yeah. And then
Buddy.
yeah, buddies, air quotes. Your best friends. You gave him a portrait of himself. You fueled the ego. And then finally, Leaf clears his throat as Anastasia walks back. Very, just kind of like, that fond annoyance that you give to someone where you just kind of shake your head and sigh. Just from Escher, it's just like nature of it all. And she goes and like Leaf opens the door, sees no one, closes the door, looks over at Anastasia, and she rolls her eyes again, exits the room very quickly, and then comes back, kind of not shouldering someone into the room, but kind of just very like, you hear conversation happening, at least RA can from like passive insight or passive perception wise. You hear conversation happening and the sound of cloth being teared just a little bit before Anastasia walks back into the room. She looks over at Leaf with a apologetic smile, and she announced, and our most stubborn bride of the evening, meet Ludmila Stoyana, of the mountain folk. Or no. Yeah, no, of the mountain folk, yes. And to Allegra's bane of existence. I don't think you've ever met Ludmilla. You just heard stories of her.
Yeah.
Art of my girl. Art of my girl.
Also, Escher is not on the map.
Oh, I thought I placed the pretty boy. I placed him on the GM.
Yeah, neither is what's her bucket.
Anastasia? Yeah, because I don't have not at our chair. Being distracted.
Let me scoot up here.
Distracted. Oh, you don't want to stand next to RA? You want to be closer to Escher? Wow.
Wow. Can't believe you don't want to stand next to me. Your bestie.
And then what you see being kind of looped in an arm with Anastasia, is a taller woman, closer, just a little bit taller than Anastasia. So if she's like 6'5", she's closer to like 6'6", 6'8", kind of vibe. Very broad, kind of like, I don't want to say swimmer's built, very similar to it. And it is a woman of very dark complexion that has kind of very similar facial tattoos that are both gold and like a bright neon green to accent, like, you know, floral imagery. Leaves are green, but like the branches of the tattoos are of a gold lining. It's very, to those who played Dragon Age, very similar to like the Dalish facial tattoos that they wear. Her hair are bunched in a series of braids that go all the way down to her mid back, and you see two fox ears pointed at the top of her head, and then you see a very long like more of like a, how to russet,
Bonnie?
I don't know what you called fox fur. It's a model that I'm thinking of. Different
Bonnie
types
is
of,
an orangish brown or a yellowish brown.
more of like a grayish brown.
Mm.
I just can't remember what that's fur color is called at the top of my head. But nope, yeah, potentially. And you see it's just a very long foxtail that just kind of swishes back and forth to both RA and Lottie, because you are akin to Vater in a sense. You are staring at Huldra.
Ooh, fun.
Ooh.
And you see that like most of her skin, as dark as it is, does seem to be made of like part of it feels like it is bark like. And you can assume it's the village folk Huldra kin that are the ones that have like the hole in the back of their backs.
Mhm.
Or like a secret compartment. And you could definitely tell that probably what Ari would assume was the ripping as part of the dress that she's wearing is torn at certain seams to give her more legroom and to give probably more space in the back.
Mhm.
She might have just very quickly modified her dress before walking in.
Good for her.
Yeah, imagine fox ears, because no one draws Huldras in this day and age. My little Scandinavian folklore.
Tragic.
Love them so much. But yeah, she has fox ears at the top of her head, pointed ears, or she wouldn't have pointed ears, it's just the fox ears. And then bright red-orange eyes, and then a long foxtail. And Anastasia kind of shoehorned to her seat. Also very similar to Valenta, gives her a less of a kiss on the cheek and more of like those kind of give her like a small little headbutt before she moves away, like moves the seats, lets both of her partners sit around, comes around towards Escher, and graciously offers him his seat. And he just smiles brightly at her before she moves over to join next to Cat. And she raises a glass of her goblet and goes, I appreciate you all showing up. Fine evening. The Lord and myself both welcome you all warmly and accept and admire your deeds in which you have helped land. And as unpleased as she was when you first didn't show up for her invitation, she is glad that you have all decided to show up today. As a way to thank you all for saving Lord Kolyanovич's village, but also to ensure safety to the sibling as well. And she just kind of smiles, and the brides, Valinta, Ludmilla, and Escher kind of raise their glass in like a gratitude way, and they all unanimously say thank you to you all. The other three sit down. Anastasia stands up, and she goes, my paramour will soon join us. She had to go grab something real quick, but promises that she will be here by the time the next court. And she's like, until then, please enjoy the soup, enjoy the snacks. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. We're all kind of here on principle.
Mhm.
And if it's not evident, while you are here, you are treated honor, respect, and a great deal of safety. No harm shall come to you, or friends, or and she sees like Percival and probably Kira at this point just kind of hanging around, or your familiars. As both my word, take my word to it, to the grave, as well as the Lord. And if we have to get nitty-gritty on the ordeal, I can talk to you all about what exactly this entails and what exactly doesn't entail. Yada.
So
I think.
you go ahead.
You go ahead, Jess.
No, really, really, I insist. You go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I think very visibly, since Ludmilla came into the room, Allegra has not stopped glaring daggers at her. Allegra, I don't think it's a conscious thing either.
Yeah.
It's the Allegra does not often act on righteous indignation if she
Yeah.
can help it. Though she does have a track record of doing so. But in this moment, like, you know, the thing I've kind of described of like when Allegra's emotions get like very high, you can see it glowing through her eyes and now I guess her wings.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Oh, lovely.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool beans.
Cold beans.
Cold beans. The soup
The
is
chilliest
getting
beans.
cold with this tension in the room.
So do we it like is everyone else sitting, or are we still like just standing
Yeah.
around?
Allegra, I think now would probably be etiquette-wise time to sit down. I don't think Allegra's going to.
Sick. Okay.
Allegra does not realize. Like, in the moment, she just does. It doesn't click.
Beth'll just pull on your shirt. Allegra, it's time to sit down.
Right. Thank you, Beth.
Of course.
And she'll sit, and the glow will kind of subside a little bit, and just begin to eat the soup again.
Beth'll turn to the other side. Escher, darling, it's also time for you to sit down.
He smiles brightly at you and goes, "Oh, but I have to wait for the other ladies to sit down. It's impolite if I sit first."
No, I insist. Please sit with me.
He would do so gladly. Kind of like, he does not pull out your seat. You don't pull out his. You just kind of both
Sure.
unanimously just kind of sit down together. And then he leans over, elbows on the table, etiquette be damned.
Okay, okay.
And then turns towards you, Lottie, and goes, "So, I've been telling them about your beautiful portrait. Could you draw one of Mrs. Grouchy Pants over there? Because I cannot tell her how pretty she is, and she does not believe me."
Which one is he pointing to?
He's pointing towards Ludmilla.
I can. Yeah, sure. I could. I could.
And then, yeah, he's turning towards Ludmilla and Valenta and excitedly going like, "So, like, the last time I saw them, I was, I was being interrogated by them, but also, I had to give the letter because, I fucked up and everything. So I had to give them the invitation. And then this one slips me the portrait. Gorgeous. Didn't know there was an artist amongst them. I mean, this one dances really well, from what I've been told and heard of. He's gesturing towards Beth. So we have a dancer amongst us, and we have an artist. So now we just need someone to play the lute or a flute or something, and the ball will be amazing.
Lottie is quite talented. I would agree.
I mean, I mostly write things. I don't really draw that often.
I can play the harp. If you're curious, just you mentioned it. Thought I would offer that bit of information.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah. I do. I think it was a performance check that I made you roll last time, and you rolled a natural 20.
Yeah. I have an inspiration in case all things go to hell.
Yes. Okay, so you rolled. Okay.
Yeah, there we go, baby.
Okay.
Taking away my inspiration for another good shot.
I imagine very, very unfortunately unetiquette like. You pull back your seat a little bit, and did you give your book to RA when RA collected everyone's stuff for the bag of holding?
No, it stays on my belt.
Okay.
Stays on my belt with me at all times.
Okay. So, you kind of sit there for like about a good
15?
Yeah. 15, 10 or so minutes. I'd say probably 15 because you are taking your time. If it was the 5, you took 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a gesture sketch. Gesture drawing.
Yeah.
But you, and it's a lot of you keep looking up and down at Ludmilla, and it's hard to capture the side profile of her from your angle, and then the fact that she keeps twitching with her ears, just listening to everything around her, and the annoyance that she's bearing as she's just listening to Escher prattle on. He's excited. The fact is okay, so we have a dancer, an artist, a harp player. So what do the other two do? So you gotta.
Escher, please, can you take your elbows off the table?
She's not here. They're fine.
She will be.
And my elbows will be gone, or forcefully taken off my body. Whatever happens.
Has that happened before? Your elbows being removed?
No, but it could be fun. First time for everything.
I mean, I got an arm removed, so...
You can live without a
limb.
She gets a prosthetic. She knows how to make prosthetics. And then I guess she's kind of made stuff out of wood. So I'm in the best life right now. If I lose an arm.
Have you, seen what side of the table you're on? If you want to be on the other side, maybe behave better when you're not being watched.
I am here.
I can help you with that.
No, I'm good. I'm here to listen to you two. You 3, you 4. Oh, there's 4 of you right next to me. To listen to you 4. And also, I am the newest. So, of course, I'm at the bottom. That's the wife.
We could put
That's
you...
the noble. That's the old village hermit.
We could put you on a tighter leash.
You see, he thinks for a very long moment. And then goes, And you're saying this. Why? How?
Well, I've got plenty of thread. You could make one.
Jesus Christ.
I think he kind of like pats the area next to your plate and goes, good try, good try. Maybe another time. Absolutely. Tonight, no.
Maybe while we dance, that would be fun.
You see that he thinks. Leadmilla snorts under her breath as, like, she is watching him just think about it, and Valenza kind of clears her throat and goes, I mean, as long as you're decent about it, it's fine. You do whichever you want, away from the attention of the nobility? Perfect. Otherwise, turn invisible when you do that.
Your nobility.
Of sorts.
Was that before or after you got turned?
After.
I see.
Unfortunately, he and I, she gestures towards Rahadin, arrived at the same time.
Is there a reason he only plays the piano?
To ensure his light words to say this. He has an energy that is uncomfortable to most guests, so he offered to play the piano. Originally, he was going to serve everyone food, and then we had to politely move him to another option so he didn't cause headaches for you all.
Lottie has already been affected by this.
I see.
I think at some point she would like just offer the SketchUp to, I guess, Escher first if he wants to look at it.
Escher looks at it. Beams, holds up the paper, it stands up a little bit just to like lean over the table to show Ludmilla, and he goes, see, told you, natural. Now, this is how you look. I'm not kidding when I say this is what you look like. I know we can't see each other, but this is what you actually look like. Gorgeous. And then I think Ludmilla just looks at it, turns towards you, Lottie, and then very brief smile goes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And kinda looks at him, looks at Escher and goes, alright, hand it to me. You're not keeping that. He pouts, he hands over the piece of paper, he kinda offers it back to Lottie, and then gestures to you to pass it to Ari, so Ari can pass it to Ludmilla.
Yeah, she does.
All right, we'll pass it.
Yeah. And Ludmilla
That's
just
better.
kind of...
Good job.
Lottie says thank you instead of Escher.
I thought that was directed at me.
No, this
I
is
got confused for a
directed.
sec.
I was directing at Escher for being polite this time and not reaching over the table.
Even if he could reach over the table, he wouldn't be able to.
He'd have to
Aw.
climb.
He would.
See, he could have thrown it, so this is an improvement.
It could have been a paper airplane. You are correct. I should have thought rationally and been like, he absolutely would have done that. Oh well.
Exactly.
Another day, another paper airplane. But like, Escher would definitely lean back a little bit to look over at Allegra and then, so are you actually, those are new. You always have
They're
those?
not new. They're... I was missing them for a brief period. I've had them most of my life.
Well, glad you got them back. I bet there's a story behind. You don't.
She, like,
have to tell me, but
She
you
very
could.
briefly shoots a look at Ludmilla and goes, "Yes, there is a story behind it. If you would like later, we can dance and talk about it, Escher."
I'm the only one talking. So,
Oh, I do not mean to seem impolite in not talking. I tend to let my host speak before me. It is only polite. But how have you fared since the last time we saw you?
you see, he opens his mouth, and then both Goodwill and Valenta just give him a long look, and then he goes, "I've been under house arrest."
Oh no.
AKA just making sure all of the preparations went well, all of the decoration, yours truly, the ball, yours truly, had to go acquire someone to make your outfits.
Hell
Very
yeah.
nicely. Very nice. Um, a little bit on the not really portal kind, but you could trust me. Trust me. She made Darling
Thankfully,
Valenta's outfit. All ooh and ah. And he does a
yeah.
clap.
Allegra will smile and give a slight nod.
It
It
does
is
look really.
very beautiful.
It is very pretty, yeah.
I thankfully have my own formal wear.
I think, like, subconsciously, Lottie just started drawing, like, Valenta quietly on the side.
Okay, you can roll.
And
Check.
in the same vein that she just, like, idly writes things.
Yeah.
So, Lady Anastasia said she was going to talk to Valenta about the lake.
Yes, and then you could also talk to Valenta about it as well.
Yeah, that was what I was about to do. And
Yes.
Allegra will kind of go, Lady Valenta, did Lady Anastasia speak to you about the issue I told her about, or do you mind if I bring it up?
She looks over to Anastasia, who is just kind of like to you, Kat. She is having small, polite conversations with Ismark and Irina about the state of the village and like hearing it, because what she heard from Allegra was a little bit of alarming. So she's asking them much, and you hear her back going like, "Have you contacted Balakovich at any point if they needed help? I'm sure we can offer some aid. Valenta's really good at using magic to build things. I could help strong arm things. We can send a bunch of our men over to help. And Ismark basically has to tell her they're kind of working on it, but they haven't gotten a proper audience with Vargas at the moment due to the nature of the festival that was being set up. And the minor panic of the abbot's, another one of the abbot's child showing up to Balaki. But Valenta looks over at Anastasia, who's just animatedly talking and making small talk, and then turns towards you and goes, "She's debriefed me of many things.
The lake.
And you are saying it is..."
It was essentially like an anti-magic field, from what I could feel. And it was not that way just a week and a half ago when I was coming to the castle before the mists captured me. Which, honestly, for me was more of an experience than anything else. I was already on my way here.
She tips her head and thought and goes, "No, everything that Lockians have told me is just that the lake has run dry of fish. We assumed. I haven't really investigated of the lake. It's just hearsay they say from the local rabble who come into the library.
I
Oh,
figured
where?
it would be good to bring to your attention.
When she says the library, is that also what the bookstore in front of fucking
Yes.
I think fucking I forgot my character's name. Lies like eyes light up for a sec at the mention of the library. But it's not interrupting a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, when I get back, I can certainly to it, but right now there are other pertaining difficulties that are happening in Loki. Things are missing, people are disappearing. Actually, I don't know if you know.
Actually, I have some insight in that. If what we have kind of come to realize is something, I am not sure what, but something is causing people to lose their memories.
Yeah.
Is it because have you all seen the Reformation? That's been a local problem.
I'm
Um,
not
not
entirely
sure.
convinced. I'm
There's
not entirely convinced it's that. I think it might be more tied to the weird flowers no one seems to be seeing.
You can see them sometimes, but it's very difficult to look at them.
Yeah. I saw they're almost surrounding the entire place, being honest.
Okay. You have just of flowers
So
typically
who's
don't that per se, but
so
I have one on me.
who's talking right now? As an
Valenta.
FYI. Lottie will in addition to the having one, Lottie probably will rip out a page from one of her from her journal, and it's just an entire page with like a drawing of like the flowers and how they're and it lies in like text-based info dump, and she'll offer that up as well.
And then Beth is offering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've made it perception based in order. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now she sees it. You see, very simultaneously, both the piece of paper and the flower gets lifted in the air. Some form of like invisible, it is brought to her attention as like she stares at both, and then looks towards you, Beth, and I pick these.
Just
What are you going to do with them?
Probably. Boss, you're welcome to.
I
Ooh.
very
Actually-
much would enjoy seeing that in the lab, just because I know that these can be used for very dangerous things. And while I wouldn't accuse you of doing something, you can never have all of your bases too covered. So I'll hold on to it. I'll join you in the lab afterwards, if that's all right.
Ooh. I think that'd be very interesting.
And Valenta kind of shows it a little bit to see if Milik, like, proof theory of, like, is a site-based thing. Actually, Ludmilla doesn't see it, actually.
Oh.
I want to try. Can
Yeah.
I?
Yep.
Woohoo.
You do see it.
26.
Yep. The DC.
probably the first
Anything
time
to
Ari's
be-
seen it.
Anything to be better than Ludmilla.
Yeah, the DC is 20. How I established it.
Nope.
I could give Escher a try. Come on, Escher, go up to your wife. Oh, I forgot you're a bard. You have bard stats. No, he doesn't see it.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's got bard stats, so guess what he had? Again, jack of all trades. Hate you, Escher. And when she kind of like holds around like in the middle of the table just to see if anyone else kind of notices it, notes that you can see it, RA,
Mm-hmm.
and then goes, oh, right. I said after fall. That is all right.
That is all right. Beth will reach out and take the flower back and pocket it.
I feel like a telekinetic fork kind of drops it, and
Thank you. That was a very impressive little bit of magic. I know some people who can lift one thing at a time, but two is very well.
Lottie will do a little applause.
Valinta just kind of. It's not a smile. It's a very like awkward smile because now attention's brought upon her, and she just
It's just like it's just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little one.
yeah, it's like a little golf clap. She doesn't like it though. So she just kind of
That's
sinks
fair.
a little bit into her, and then kind of.
Oh, do I get the page back, or is she just keeping a hold of it for right now?
Nope, that's hers now.
Yeah, she can have it. It's fine.
It joins.
I need to ask her.
It joins the
Need to ask.
paper that is next to.
Oh.
That is with Ludmilla's portrait, just to see
Oh, I
if
think-
like as time goes on, to see if Ludmilla can see at least the drawings on the paper.
Yeah, I think. Hold on, I'll make it a check to see if I ask about it here or during dancing when everyone else is occupied. Let's do a wisdom. Yeah, she'll ask about her. She'll ask about her journal later when we're dancing.
Sure, yeah. Hey, any other
Mainly just so attention's not on her for the moment.
okay, any other little rabble questions before I introduce next course?
I feel like, alright, to be polite, at least has to ask Ludmilla something,
Uh-huh.
because they're sitting right next to one another,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know what to make RA say, so... if you don't have any suggestions, then I'm just gonna go with my stupid idea.
Okay. What's the
The stupid idea is after, like, passing the paper back, Ari's gonna turn to Ludmilla and be like, so... So, do you have an interest in the arts? At all?
You see that she, looking down towards you, it's very, like, she's thinking about it, and you can tell mostly her emotions are told by, like, the ears flicking and, tail. And, like, you see that her ears are bent back in thought, and she goes, wood carving and botany.
Wood carving. And botany. I'm into both of those myself as well. Carpentry is an enjoyable pastime. Working with wood is enjoyable. It smells nice. Do you have a favorite variety of wood to work with?
I think you're getting a grin out of her. And very dissimilar to like the others who have like, the fangs that the vampires have,
Mhm.
like sharp. It is more of like a mouthful of like wolf teeth, basically.
Right.
Uh,
Ari's just over here making the smallest of small talk and gets a mouthful of fangs.
kind of a grin. It's a very like, not like a silly one. Like it's not I am pissed or I'm angry at you. It's just kind of like,
It's just
okay,
mild
you're
amusement.
yeah, you're fumbling really hard right now, and she's finding enjoyment out of it. And she's like, you're an awkward one, aren't you?
I would hesitate to call myself as such, but I would not entirely disagree either. I'm making polite conversation. That is what one does with these sorts of things, is it not?
You see, she opens her mouth, and then out of the corner of your eye, you can see Escher shaking his head, and you see Valinta out of the corner of her other eye, just they're shaking her head at Ludmilla, and her ears kind of pin back a little bit, and she sighs. All right. If you are interested, there is a garden. Want to? The skills that I do, that I make in my free time.
You tend to the garden yourself. That's a worthy pastime.
Drew.
Well, of course, then. Yes, I will most likely take an opportunity to observe your efforts later then.
And you see, there's another, like, it's a very soft smile, and she goes, great. Do be careful of going deep into the maze, which maze. There are poisonous flowers. Stop trespassers.
Oh, what varietal?
Yeah, look at I have it and what? Why can't I click on it? Foolish Abby, I put it on the map layer.
Oh no.
Okay. I think I'm pretty sure I put exploding flowers in the garden.
Oh.
Come on.
Explodey fun.
Oh, actually no, not. She
Aw.
you asked what kind?
Uh-huh. What
They're
variety?
acidic violets.
Do I know
Elizabeth-
anything about those?
You can make a nature check. You're a ranger, so advantage.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Nature comes naturally to me with a 23.
So the way she's describing it vaguely, the one that pops in your head, she says violets. Violets is the big thing. There is a branch of flowers that are on a very similar, like, carnivorous kind of. It's false life, so they look very harmless little violets that bloom in like the bushes or in the grass, and have very thick vines and roots that kind of grow around. They're invasive in the sense of like if they keep budding, they will take over the garden. And they are the kind of ones that look like they're harmless, they're safe to be around, and then the closer and closer you get to them, you'll get wrapped up and visited, and then they secrete an acidic acid that will slowly decompose you, and then they drain the nutrients from that to continue to grow.
You called those false life?
They're called bulbous violets.
Okay.
They're technically a creature, but they're a plant.
Okay. Yeah, so at the mention of acidic violets, Ari's gonna perk up and be like, "Oh, the bulbous violet."
And you see that she nods her head very excitedly, just a bit. Ears perked up all the way, and she goes, yes, I have a couple of them blooming, just mostly to get rid of the trespassers. They usually target, living creatures.
Yes, that they do.
So if you go into the hedge, any of you, makes her voice a little bit louder, any of you who do not walk in death should be careful with the maze. For your own safety. I could not remove all of them safely, but some of them still linger as a safety protocol. A skull can't stop anyone.
Lottie nods as she's right, Celestine.
Or unless you know how to speak to
Of
plants.
course. Of course. For everyone's safety.
Yes, we were assured that we would be safe here. So we will all do our best to avoid these plants. Thank you for the warning.
Yeah.
And then I think Leadmilla clicks her tongue and then turns towards you, Negra, and goes, and also for your safety. Sol also kind of the wolf and his pack. Take the garden.
The second
their
the
own.
word wolf comes out of her mouth, her eyes are just narrowed.
Yeah. Yeah, because to her, she doesn't know if you know Skull is the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, yeah, if you want to avoid an excited winter wolf and his pups, don't go deeper into the
They're
garden.
puppies?
I just am trying to think of him as a large dog. Instead, it makes me less anxious. Skull is a very pretty animal.
I think Lottie's like excited at the concept of puppies. Question mark? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah, looking at Lottie. We would all be wise to be wary of any wolves in the vicinity.
It's too late. She's already considering asking for puppy visitation.
Yeah, so instead of worrying about Lottie getting trapped in acidic plants that will dissolve again, it's her being mauled by very over anxious.
Excitable when
Yeah, overexcitable wolves. Yeah, and
Great.
winter wolves are
Great, love
huge
that.
creatures, so their puppies are probably medium-sized creatures.
Yeah, I think she'll perk up from writing. So sorry, puppy? Are they like little baby dogs?
Not little, no.
Little by the
Little
standard of
person.
what they are. They're not
Mm-hmm.
size of your standard up about size of a little bit, two sizes of that cat. If that cat got bigger, cast and large and that's probably the size of a regular at its full adult stage. Think of
Yeah, she's
three
just
cats stacked on top of each other, and that's probably the size of the puppies. The cubs. Pups.
Would they be perceptive to the visitations, or
Do you know how to speak to animals?
I don't. I could.
I'd advise
I think she.
bringing any of the people who can speak if you desperately want to pups. I am sure Anna. And if she is busy, then I can take you.
I mean, otherwise, I was gonna say I could end up with the ability to. I just have to talk to somebody. But bringing someone else is probably a better idea than
potentially
making deals. and things.
around
So,
me, they're excitable. Around Donna, they're much more well tamed, in the best terms that a wolf can be.
mm-hmm.
Partially because skull hers, therefore.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Eddie, don't drown in the fountain. There's nothing in there, but don't drown yourselves. Talking about safety. There's a bunch of thorns, rose bushes, don't touch those. A couple of poisonous plants in the back.
I think it's
Those.
likely that the most dangerous thing on this estate is not something that will lie in the garden. Though it is wise to still be wary.
Yeah, I would recommend not going any deeper into the castle, albeit the castle will let you go.
But the castle can do that?
You see, Ludmilla shrugs, and Valenta leans forward and goes, well, technically, this is to all of us. We each control a certain section of the estate, and it kind of listens to us. If the Lord was in here, he restructured the whole entire castle.
Mhm.
I mostly reconstruct the observatory, the laboratory, the library, wherever they are, and technically her study. I get to move those around as I please. Escher takes care of the kitchen, the dining room, ballroom if we need it. In which case, Anna and him decide where the chapel goes when they are not in. Ludmilla takes care of mostly front lawn, gardens, any form of fountains we have. Lord kind of takes care of everything else, along with Anna's approval. Or not approval, but she also has the second most knowledge to rearrange the castle as.
So the floor plan can change?
Yes.
I mean,
So don't bother making a map of this. It will drive you mad. I'm pretty sure
mean,
one of our servants has some form of short-term madness.
I mean, I wasn't planning on doing that, but it's good to know. She is nuts.
DM.
Yeah.
As the light conversation continues, I was trying to find a good time before.
Yes.
Would it be possible to retroactively roll insight on whatever that was with Ludmilla, with the others telling her no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And since I have knowledge of the fair folk, I get advantage to discern intentions of a member of the Fae.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. That's a critical
Okay.
success.
So you tell me what you want to know, and I will.
What were the others trying to stop her from doing or saying?
The conversation you evoked was that this is a time for talk, like having polite conversation, and then she had to think of something polite to say back. You can passively see that she has clocked Allegra in her annoyance. And it is slightly making her more and more annoyed. I've been making active insight checks every time Allegra does something 50 or says something, and she's passed all of them. So she...
Yeah, Allegra's not hiding.
Yeah.
The fact that she's pissed.
And
Okay.
like there is an understanding that she is annoyed over the fact that some random person is making comments towards her and she's just trying to have conversation and it's just existing, and then has to hold her abrasiveness a little bit back to be polite for you guys. And you can tell that she's
Okay.
not really comfortable in not speaking her mind, and she's very carefully choosing her while talking to you all.
Uh-huh. So she's choosing her words mostly because she's just annoyed?
Annoyed and kind of forced by the other. Like, the others are kind of watching her in the sense of, like, do not blow this for us. Like, do not cause a
Mhm.
scene. Like, if Escher causes a scene and everyone thinks it's funny, if Ludmilla causes a scene, a table will be flipped.
Okay. Okay, so if she causes a scene, it would be some kind of physical outburst.
Yes. That's what you'd assume.
Okay.
And it would probably be directed towards Allegra, who keeps giving her the stink eye.
Uh-huh.
And not vocally saying what the beef is.
Yeah, so that
Allegra has intention to say it later.
Yeah.
yeah, that Ara would definitely continue polite and casual conversation with no depth.
Okay.
Great. Good to know.
Allegra just doesn't see that dinner is a polite time, is a good time for. Why the fuck did you have wolves attack my village? As a conversation.
You
Uh-huh.
could. The Lord's not here.
Yeah, but Allegra also has her hammer in her hand, and that's a bad idea to have right now.
It's okay. There's a wizard right in front of you who will stop you.
That's fair.
So
It's the fact that she has a hammer and a shield, and is very confident she would go over this table. Table wouldn't need to be flipped. I can fly.
It's a very big table to flip.
Yeah, but it's a vampire, so probably not a
Yeah.
hard sell.
Uh-huh.
It's 2 vampires on that side specifically. Uh,
it just casts Bigby's hand, and then the table is flipped.
and it's on top of me.
I think during kind of the in between, it's like Lottie making like small talk with Valenta in the background about magic nerd shit.
I think I do have one thing that
Okay.
Allegra would say specifically to Ludmilla.
Okay.
Ludmilla, my lady, you said druid, being a druid is in your blood, yes?
If we're talking addicts, was
How would one go about learning specifically druid craft? The thing where you guys can grow flowers at a whim.
oh, Beth left. It irritates me. I love you, Creepy. If you listen, God, would have been a perfect for Beth to read. To Ra,
Mhm.
insight wise, you see that she gives a very long look at Beth before turning her direction toward Allegra, and then goes, "It's a little bit harder to develop it. It isn't." She opens her mouth, and there is nothing that comes. She is saying something you cannot physically.
I didn't quite catch that.
That's the person typically garners essence of primeval. no longer walks.
I see. Unfortunate.
Others haven't practiced a form of primeval, have resorted to offense. Different types of one that is and tactful, that of wild primeval, honoring them. The other one is manipulating spirits, creating it's
I think, Lottie in the background is getting, I think, some sort of vague deja vu of, like, the, like, primeval and, versus, like, arcane-ass witch magic.
yes, yes.
I think as Ludmilla says that, Kat will chip into the conversation and go, "Hedge mages."
Yeah, and
And like, I think Kat's not normally a very judgmental person, but she does say hedge mages somewhat disdainfully.
and the like deep sighs, despite the fact that she does not need to breathe. And kinda gestures to cats and be like, exactly. The hedge mages kind of bastardized aspect of what could be druid.
I have.
What is a hedge
Go ahead, Tara.
mage?
The cat will look at Ludmilla and go, "May I?"
She nods her head and gestures straight.
So, witchcraft in Barovia, which, as Ludmilla has said, is magic that you use to tap into primeval essence that laces and breathes throughout the world. Other mages and arcane scholars may call it ley lines. But witchcraft in Barovia is taught within the swamps of Berez. That is where I learned my trade, and it was taught by the leading witch of that area, Baba Axinia. And hedge mages are deviant witches who take the principles of our witchcraft and distort them.
Distort them how?
I get the best way to put it is like this. Witches operate in harmony with primeval magic. Like I've talked about my discipline, the Coven of the Heart. My magic comes purely from the connections I harbor with people around me and the very natural magic of being social creatures. It is in our nature to be social, and that nature lends me magic. Hedge mages use the principles of witchcraft to take power forcibly from the primeval and twist it.
Hey, DM.
Yeah.
Do I have any familiarity with any witches who may or may not operate in that way?
Yes, you know the one.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly
Okay,
her.
cool.
Yeah. That whole coven?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
Ari's face
many of them-
darkens.
Yeah, Ari's face darkens. Many of them will still claim and use the title as witch. And because the discipline of actual witchcraft takes a lot of introspection and self-reflect and patience and practice to master, there are often many more hedge witches than there are proper witches. But they go around using our titles, using the title of our discipline and of our practice, and Kat will give RA a very understanding and sympathetic look, which tends to lead people to be mistrusting of any who would claim themselves to be a witch.
Alright, does not make eye contact.
But yes, the druidic arts are hard to learn and are seldom taught within Barovia.
That is unfortunate. I had an idea. I have an audience with the Lord later about something, and it was kind of going to be tied to that. I want to beautify the valley, grow more flowers, pretty things, give the people a little more hope through the beauty of nature.
Thanks to you.
Mhm.
You see a look of intrigue, pop towards, Ludmilla as, Allegra is speaking all of this. And it's just kind of like the intrigue ends up turning into a look of approval. So, at the same time, you see the skepticism in Valenta's eyes. And to Allegra, she is not hiding it. She is very skeptical if you could achieve that, but will not voice it out of politeness. So her
Yeah,
face
and
kind of tells it.
Allegra basically kind of goes, I do not intend to do this on my own, obviously. I had intended on asking those with, and she'll kind of gesture to Ludmilla, more ability and power than my own to help.
Okay. Hey, Ludmilla. How are you?
Allegra says through gritted teeth. Oh.
Okay. I was thinking about having her be sarcastic. But she nods her head. And goes, sure. If you have ideas, I'm glad to listen. With the approval of them. So
I'm sure we will. I obviously, yes, but I'm sure you and I will have a riveting conversation later anyway, as I intend to speak with you in private if possible.
there's dinner, there's dance, I suppose. After. Mind talking among
During the dance
people.
would be wonderful.
Sure.
During the dance would be wonderful.
Just note if I throw you, that's just something I do. You have wings, you'll...
If you throw me, I can fly.
Exactly. You'll be fine.
Perhaps I might even take you to the
You
air.
see...
I will say there is a bit of a challenge in the sound of Allegra's
I
voice.
know. I think you would just know that she's intrigued by the challenge. Escher
Okay.
animatedly starts yapping away, going like, "Oh yes, style of dancing. If you don't want to be thrown around and twirled a bunch, don't dance with Ludmilla. Love her, very strong dancer. Loves to throw people around, but you are always well put back on your feet. You're fine. She likes to show off with magic. Anna is very typical in the way she dances, very formal, very prettily. And then if you want, I don't know, blinking around the floor or going invisible, I'm your type of person.
And what about the Lord?
Escher thinks for a very long moment and goes, depending on who she dances with, depends on how she dances.
I see.
Typically, we haven't had a ball in, I don't know, before I decided to show you guys how to properly do dancing. And typically, the Lord and the Lady do their first dance. So probably something very show-offy, but I don't know, tame and regal. Like that the only two in the room. If there's somehow the spotlight on the two of you, it's not... And he's... Like, he throws a wink at Anastasia, who just kind of, like, rolls her eyes. And would be like, I'd prefer not. We're already gonna have a lot of spotlight. Not to mention, he's turning towards Ismark. It's like, you are probably, unfortunately, going to have a spotlight dance. Seeing as you are the one of two Virgo Masters that are being announced towards the ball at the end of the year. If you would all like, the Lord was going to suddenly grant you all a title as thanks. If you would like it to be announced during the ball, it can be, so the Valley knows everything. But also, it would dictate a spotlight or a dance of sorts.
Hold on. She's saying that to who?
To everyone.
All of us.
Who's
I
getting
think.
a title? Everyone's getting
Yes.
a title?
Yes.
Aha. Aha.
Now,
Okay.
Kat already has a title, technically.
Yes.
And it's not a new one.
I wouldn't much mind the spotlight.
I think I'm okay. I think I'm good.
Cool. Hey DM.
Yeah.
Riding off the coattails of that previous insight, is there a way to decline this offer?
It's less of a... You could ask Anastasia exactly what the title would be, but she is offering, like, it would be something only the Lord, like the people in this room would know of, and it would be up to a certain individual to announce it to other people. It's like a... It's not like a noble... well... It's kind of noble-ish, but it's also not going to impact your conversations with other cities or other nobility.
I'm confused.
I think Ludmilla would stand up from her chair, try to walk over towards the Lord's chair and stand by it, and then clear her throat, going, I'm sorry, this is very confusing for me to tell you all. The Lord would probably tell you better, but she, as a acknowledgement of your thanks, wanted to ward all with the title wards for specifically the village of Barovia.
I mean, I've never had one. I've never had a title before, so I think that could be neat.
In which case, it would be up to gesturing a hand towards Ismark. It would be up to the current burgomaster on what hour and what exactly details